With just 7 games left in the regular season, it's crunch time for the Rowdies as they host Atlanta United 2, trying to stay in the hunt for a spot in the playoffs. And it's September, so tonight's a special night as the Rowdies go gold together for childhood cancer awareness. It's the Rowdies versus Atlanta United 2 tonight in St. Petersburg, and your live Rowdies pregame show starts right now. A beautiful evening in downtown St. Petersburg, and it's September, so the Rowdies are going gold together. Always a special night here at Al Lang Stadium. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Rowdies pregame show live on this TV Tampa Bay. Heather Donnelly here with you on the concourse of Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Pete, getting you ready for tonight's match as the Rowdies get set to host Atlanta United 2. We'll check in with the rest of our broadcast crew, play-by-play man Drew Felios and color commentator Eddie Rodriguez in just a little bit. But first, let's dive right in and take a look at the Rowdies starting 11 for tonight's match. Georgi Ristoff getting the start up top at forward alongside Sebastian Guenzati, Dominic Oduro, Alfram Taku, and Zach Portillos. Holding it down in the midfield, and then Tarek Murad, Pape Diakite, and Hunter Gorski, that talented back line that's been so great for the Rowdies over the past few weeks. Now a look at tonight's injury report. David Najm out with that torn left ACL. Kyle Karinga also out. Stefano Bonomo. Good news there, Lance Roseboom finally removed from that injury report. Now let's take a look at some news and notes from this past week. The Rowdies are going gold together in September. We'll have a lot more on that later on here in our pregame show. Jochen Graf was loaned to Reno 1868 FC. That was just announced yesterday, so we wish him the best of luck out west. And then suspension watch, Dominic Oduro on 4 yellow cards, so 1 more, and he will have to sit out the next match. Also, some more news this week, the Rowdies added another player to the roster, forward Jaime Chavez. He most recently played for Miami FC, joining goalkeeper Daniel Vega and Poku, who also joined the Rowdies from that club. He scored 15 goals in 52 appearances for Miami FC and recently helped them win the 2018 NPSL National Championship. The 31-year-old striker, who hails from the Los Angeles area, also played for the Atlanta Silverbacks of the NASL in 2014 and 2015, scoring 16 goals in those 2 seasons. Chavez is not in tonight's starting lineup, but he is in the 18, so we could see his first appearance in green and gold tonight. And a big welcome back to another addition to the Rowdies, this time on the technical staff. Last week, the Rowdies announced that Martin Patterson would be returning to Tampa Bay as an assistant coach. He played for the Rowdies last season, and fans will likely remember his passion and intensity on the field. After playing professionally for 13 years, Patterson is now hanging up his boots to start a coaching career. Last season, he scored 9 goals while wearing the green and gold. The majority of his playing career was spent in the UK, representing clubs like Stoke City and Burnley. He also made 23 appearances for the Northern Ireland national team. And now we welcome in Drew Felios up in the booth. Drew, a lot of news this week with the signing of Chavez, bringing in Martin Patterson. What do those guys bring to this club?
Well, good evening, Heather. First of all, Chavez is the 10th player that the Rowdies have signed since the season began. That just tells you about the roster overhaul that has happened here in 2018. And Miami FC, we've heard that name of the franchise so much because several other Rowdies have come from South Florida as well. Poku suited up for Miami FC. Also Daniel Vega, who is now the Rowdies goalie. So Rowdies, once again, looking to Miami FC. You also mentioned the addition of Coach Patterson. He has developed a reputation early in his coaching career, being great with strikers, Heather. Right now, the Rowdies need goals heading down the stretch, so hopefully he can give the Rowdies some offensive punch.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Drew. And now let's hear from Rowdies head coach Neil Collins, who spoke with Drew down on the field a little while ago.
7 matches remain. Right now you're in 13th place. Is all hope lost, or do you think that the playoffs are still a possibility, Coach?
Yeah, there's still a possibility. We're not getting carried away. We need to win tonight. It's the old cliche, you take one game at a time. We should have had more points than we've got for a variety of reasons, some self-inflicted, some from outside influences. Tonight we need to take all those outside influences away, good performance, good result, and then move on up the table. let's try and get up from 13th first before we think about the playoffs.
Last time we played these guys, we got red carded. Marcel Schaefer getting kind of a bizarre match that time. Do you make any adjustments coming into tonight?
Again, tonight we're looking to carry on a lot of our good play. I think anyone that's watched the last 2 away performances, great victory in Carolina, disappointing defeat last week, but lots of positives in the performance. So it's just small tweaks here and there. If we can play the same way, I'd expect a positive result.
Performances have been good. It's time for results now, right? That's been the theme.
It's always time for results, and never more so than this evening. We owe our fans a victory, and we owe ourselves a victory. So I hope the boys get what they deserve tonight.
Coach Collins, go get one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Drew. Good stuff there from Coach Collins. And this week we also heard from Hunter Gorski and Joe Cole, who spoke about just how crucial a win is tonight for Tampa Bay to have a chance at staying in the hunt for the playoffs.
We're really excited to come back home, play in front of our fans. We're looking forward to getting a fast start and just being all over Atlanta.
This game is a must-win game. We need to bounce back. Like I said, we're working very hard to find the solutions. Good week's training is required, and then we need to go out and do it on Saturday night. No excuses.
I think the boys have been playing really well, so we're looking to do more of the same things and then just build a little bit on some things that we could get better at. So obviously at the end of the day, the scoreline needs to go in our favor, so work on defending, work on finishing. I mean, it's no secret, we got to win. So no matter what, we have to find a way to win. Carry that on. We'll just worry about this game first, then after we take care of that, we'll look forward to Nashville.
We got a big week, let's put it that way. This will make or break our season.
Well, last weekend the Rowdies took a road trip up to Charleston to take on one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. When we return, we'll take a look at the highlights from that hard-fought battle with the Battery.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. Beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast. Visit stpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show live on This TV. Tampa Bay fans having fun out in the parking lot. Always a good time tailgating before a Rowdies game. Now we welcome in Drew Felios back to catch us up on the Rowdies road trip to Charleston last Saturday. Drew, the Rowdies conceded a goal midway through the first half and then just couldn't manage to find an equalizer.
That's right, Heather. The Rowdies did get a win a couple of weeks ago at North Carolina FC in a dominating 3-0 victory. But then you go to South Carolina and tough luck once again on the road. Let's get right to the highlights. Started off early on, the Rowdies and the Charleston Battery, and we'll pick it up in the 3rd minute. Patrick Okonkwo attacking down the right side, gets the cross in, takes a deflection. Daniel Vega forced to make a huge save early on. Take one more look. It's actually off Dominic Aduro, but Vega with the quick reflex keeps it out of the net. 22nd minute now, Okonkwo again. Space down the right, takes a shot from 18 yards out. It's off the post and in, and he gives us a little two-step afterwards. Having fun at the Rowdies' expense. The replay you see, Morad steps up, doesn't win the ball though. Okonkwo gets the easy pat to the goal, and Vega just had no chance on that one. So it's 1-0 Charleston. Then minutes later, Rowdies on the attack. Short on the set piece. Leo Fernandez, beautiful cross, falls to Sebastian Guenzati. Can't handle the bouncing ball though. Guenzati has a wide open net, just doesn't get good contact there, and it's wide. And that's a wasted opportunity for the Rowdies. Those have haunted them this season. Let's jump all the way now to the 93rd minute. Alex Morel with the delivery. Right to an open Georgi Ristov. Bounces to Zach Portillos. He can't get the shot off. And then it's Guenzati who misses on the acrobatic attempt. And that would pretty much do it. Rowdies fall 1-0, unable to get a result in 3 meetings with the Battery this summer. So again, the Rowdies had the edge in possession, but simply could not get the result. And Eddie, we are so tired of saying this theme. It has been the theme for this 2018 season. What has to change for Tampa Bay?
Well, Drew, scoring is an attitude. You got to have that killing attitude that you got to put it in the back of the net. You can play as well as you want, but at the end of the day, you got to put it in the back of the net, and the Rowdies need to do that tonight.
All right, we'll be talking a lot more on that in the next few hours. Heather, let's send it back to you.
Thanks, guys. Now as we take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, we see that Tampa Bay sits down in 13th place. The top 8 teams in each conference make the playoffs, so the Rowdies have quite a ways to climb over the next month if they're going to crack the top 8. They are still in the mix, though, because so far the only team that has been mathematically eliminated from playoff contention is Toronto FC2, who sit all the way down in 16th place. Well, now's the time of the show where we like to learn all kinds of fun facts about the Rowdies. This week, we asked them to tell us how handy they are around the house. Let's find out which player you would want to have around if you needed help fixing a leaky faucet or assembling a tricky piece of furniture.
I can do a screwdriver and a hammer a little bit, but no, not very handy.
Well, yeah, I'm really good at that, to be honest. I can, not really like a jack of all trades thing, but I can do my thing, like whatever need to be done or whatever need to be fixed. Yeah, I can help myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I build fences in Uruguay, and you know, help build houses and stuff, so I'm pretty good.
Yes, better than my cooking, for sure. decent around the house. Credit to my dad on that one.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty handy guy when it comes to like technology stuff. Friends always ask me for help. Yeah, pretty handy guy.
I'm all right at fixing stuff. Like I know my way around like cars, so like I'm all right with fixing stuff, building stuff. I don't think I build too much stuff.
Yeah, I'm more of like I'm a good helper. Like, so if I'm there, I'm giving you the tools, I'm handing you whatever you need. But if there's instructions, if there's like line for line instructions, I'll make, you know, it's easy. I'll make whatever.
I've got better. Since you have children, you have to make toys. You know, they never come in one, like already made, so you know, making toys is about as handy as I get.
I mean, you have to learn as you start to have a family and things like that, you know, have homes. So I'm getting better, but I still got a ways to go.
I'm terrible, like pathetic. Doesn't make me look very manly, but I'll hold my hands up. I'm not very good at DIY.
Well, there you have it. If you need something fixed, don't call Coach Collins. Well, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and for the 3rd year in a row, the Rowdies are helping raise awareness and funds for the cause. After the break, find out all about the Rowdies' plans to go gold together this month. Stick around.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show live on This TV Tampa Bay. Heather Donnelly joining you here on the concourse of Al Lang Stadium, getting you all set for tonight's match as the Rowdies are hosting Atlanta United 2. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and for the past 3 years, the Rowdies have joined together with cancer survivor Cole Eicher to help raise awareness and funds for pediatric cancer research. This year, the Rowdies are going gold together once again, trying to add to the more than $200,000 they've helped raise over the past 3 seasons. Here's a look back at how the Rowdies have gone gold together over the years. In 2014, the Rowdies signed local youth soccer player Cole Eicher to a 1-day contract. 12-year-old Eicher was undergoing treatment for brain cancer.
So it is official. Cole is an official member of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Congratulations.
Welcome.
The following season, Eicher, now cancer-free, visited the Rowdies locker room to speak to the team and kick off the Gold Together campaign for childhood cancer awareness.
Last year, it was just amazing what you did. Bringing me into the team, seeing you play, it really got my mind off this stupid cancer stuff. I love soccer, so it just got me through my cancer and stuff like that.
In 2015, the Rowdies, along with sponsors, fans, youth soccer clubs, and local businesses, raised $65,000 for pediatric cancer research. Eicher visited the Rowdies again in 2016 to kick off the Gold Together initiative, inspiring some players to make individual pledges for goals scored in September.
Over the last 2 years, he's just started this movement, and Rowdies have joined in, and Bill's joined in, and now we're all a part of helping him raise cancer awareness.
That year, several other teams joined in the effort, and over $100,000 were raised for Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital and the American Cancer Society. Last season, 350 cancer fighters and their families were invited to the 2 Gold Together games in September. Those matches helped raise $55,000 for pediatric cancer research. Cancer survivor Marissa Petty sang the national anthem for those games and is now the Rowdies' official national anthem singer. In total, the Rowdies have raised more than $220,000 for pediatric cancer research through the Gold Together campaign, hoping to kick kids' cancer once and for all. This year, the Rowdies have 2 home matches in September, and Rowdies owner Bill Edwards has pledged to donate $15,000 for each game if they sell out, along with $1,000 for a shutout and $1,000 for each Rowdies goal scored. Fans, schools, sponsors, and local youth soccer clubs have also joined in to support the cause and will present checks with their donations tonight at halftime. All proceeds from tonight's match will benefit the Benjamin Gilkey Fund for Innovative Pediatric Cancer Research at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. There will also be several dozen cancer fighters and their families in attendance at tonight's game. Rowdies fans can help support the cause by purchasing Gold Together merchandise, which will be available in the team store throughout September. Let's hear from Cole Eicher to find out about the newest item that's up for sale.
Hello, I'm Cole Eicher, and today we're at Al Lang Stadium. We're taking the next step in awareness for pediatric cancer. The Tampa Bay Rowdies provide a great deal of awareness during the month of September. We are connecting Mila Peace, who is a brave pediatric cancer fighter, with Hunter and Georgie. We are creating a customized soccer sock that will be worn during September Gold Together Awareness Games. Fans can purchase them in the official Rowdies team store. Again, thank you so much for your support in the month of September.
Thank you so much, Cole. And just a note, the Rowdies players will also be wearing those special socks during tonight's game and throughout September. Well, let's take a look at tonight's weather for kickoff. It's going to be a warm one here in downtown St. Pete, 86 degrees, but only a 5% chance of rain. We love that, and it'll be a clear night, but also a humid one. We're getting close to kickoff time, so when we come back, we'll analyze Atlanta United 2 and get you prepped and ready for tonight's match. Don't go anywhere.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life, Mohegan Sun.
It's time to celebrate and save at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save 35% on furniture and mattresses. Or get 72 months no interest on new styles to celebrate your home. Going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Hurry in and save at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show, everybody. The U.S. Paracommandos making an appearance at tonight's game, parachuting in live here at Al Lang Stadium. And tonight will be the second of 3 meetings between the Rowdies and Atlanta United 2 this season. Last time around, Tampa Bay and Atlanta faced off on June 2nd in a bit of an odd match that saw both sides reduced to 10 men before halftime. Atlanta's Will Crane received a second yellow in the 40th minute, and then Marcel Schaefer was shown a straight red just 4 minutes later. The game finished in a scoreless draw, ending a 30-game home scoring streak for the Rowdies that dated back to August of 2016. Now taking a closer look at Atlanta United 2, they're coached by head coach Scott Donnelly. They have a record of 5-13-8. This is their first year in the USL, and they're on a 3-game unbeaten streak, with their last match being a 2-1 win versus Penn FC. And now let's take another look at the Eastern Conference standings, this time taking a look at where Atlanta United 2 stands. They're sitting just below the Rowdies in 14th place with 23 points. Like Tampa Bay, they have a long way to go to get into the top 8 for a playoff spot, but they are not mathematically eliminated from contention just yet. And earlier tonight, Drew Felios caught up with Atlanta head coach Scott Donnelly. Let's hear what he had to say ahead of tonight's match.
Coach, your team has had only 5 results this season, but you got a couple on the road just over the past few weeks. How excited are you right now about your young team?
Yeah, last couple of road trips have been good. Yeah, I think, between ties and wins, we've had 13 results, out of our 27 games. So, but yeah, as of late, we've been a little bit better on the road, learned how to travel a little bit better and approach games away from home with a little bit more focus. And so, yeah, we're hoping to kind of keep that focus going. And, Tampa's a good team. You know, for us, it's about our performance, and the game will take care of itself.
You guys were here over the summer. You're able to draw the Rowdies. Does anything change from that performance back in June, or you just do more of the same?
Yeah, you know, I think more of the same. I think in that game, obviously, it was a little bit funny with 2 red cards and a bit of a war of attrition at the end in a 10v10 setting. But you know, trying to kind of build on the performances we've had as of late on the road. We've grown to be a little bit sharper in front of goal, so we're hoping that will continue here today.
All right, Coach. 7 games at home, too, after tonight. How excited are you to get back home?
It'll be nice. It'll be nice. There were some stretches in there during the season where we were 4 or 5 consecutive on the road, and it's a flight every Friday, a flight on a Tuesday. So we're excited to get back to Coolray for those last 7 and kind of be in the home stretch in front of our home fans. It's very exciting.
Best of luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Drew. And now we'll send it up live to Drew and Eddie joining us in the broadcast booth. Guys, this is a big one for the Rowdies. They really need this to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Oh, that's an understatement, Heather. Rowdies definitely need the 3 points here tonight. And, Eddie, if there's one thing that Tampa Bay learned last time from their date with Atlanta here at Al Lang Stadium, you cannot underestimate these guys.
Yeah, that's one of those situations that every team in the league is going to be tough just because they come here and they haven't added a lot of points, especially going forward, not a lot of goals, but they're still a team who are looking to make the playoffs right behind the Rowdies.
Also, keep in mind, this is the final home match for Atlanta. They've won their last 2 on the road. They also had a draw in a match a couple weeks ago as they drawed with Indy late, getting a late goal. So Atlanta United, too, with a lot of momentum coming in here tonight. And for the Rowdies, Tampa Bay will look for the Pato effect. We've talked about Coach Patterson, his addition, and how that could help the offense. The Rowdies need a boost there.
Well, you know, it's a coach that when he was a player, he remember him for his intensity. He's going to bring that now on the coaching staff. He's going to more than likely train the forwards, something he knew how to do very well. Scored 9 goals for the Rowdies last year, so he's going to bring that intensity now from the coaching side.
Yeah, certainly fans loved him, and somebody that Coach Collins really welcomed as an addition to the staff will really help on the bench.
Yeah, he's definitely going to add that punch, especially as we're trying to get goals towards the end of the season. Keep adding points and try to make it to that, you know, very tough last spot for the playoffs.
All right, Rowdies trying to get on a roll. And tonight, they'll definitely honor a soccer legend, Ron Newman. Eddie, somebody that you are very familiar with, passed away earlier this week.
Yeah, our warm thoughts and prayers to the Newman family. Ron Newman was definitely one of the best ambassadors of the game. Of course, inducted to the National Hall of Fame in '92 and the USL just a few years ago as well. A coach who did it all. Hall of Fame and, you know, 10 championships with the San Diego Sockers.
Remembering Ron Newman as the Rowdies take the pitch tonight. Heather, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, guys. And that wraps up our pregame show. So for Drew, Eddie, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Heather Donnelly. Thanks for watching. Rowdies versus Atlanta United 2 is up next.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss.
But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast in St. Pete, Clearwater. Love the beach.
With only 7 games remaining, the time for a playoff push is wearing thin for the Rowdies. Tonight, back at home and hosting Atlanta United 2, coming up next. A look high above Al Lang Stadium, ready for the ultimate fan-friendly event. Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer tonight hosting Atlanta United 2. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios joined by the former MLS and Liga MX star Eddie Rodriguez. Over the past month, the Rowdies playing much better soccer than they did over the summer, Eddie, but those performances looking to produce some better results now.
Yeah, it's about getting wins. It's about getting points, accumulating, adding points, because at the end of the day, you got to qualify to the playoffs, and the only way you can do that is getting points, especially here tonight at home. But at the end of the day, forget about playing pretty. You got to play effective.
Atlanta United 2, one of the main things on their resume this year is the time they drawed the Rowdies this summer back in June. Rowdies trying to get back at them tonight. Atlanta is led by several very, very talented players. One, in fact, is Jack Metcalf, who is sort of the leader of this team.
Yeah, Metcalf is one of those utility players. You can play him in the back. I know he's got the ability to go forward. You can play in the middle as well. Tonight, he probably play in the back, but Atlanta, don't forget, it's a team that hasn't won a lot, so he's got quality players who can play in different spots, and Metcalf is just one of them.
Tarek Murad, meanwhile, for the Rowdies. Remember, he was brought on during the summer, was thrust right into duty. He's played really well, Eddie. Did have a mistake, though, in that Charleston game that conceded the goal.
Yeah, definitely by far one of the best acquisitions this year for the Rowdies. Ever since he came onto the scene, he's been a starter, and tonight's no exception. He's going to play 3 in the back for the Rowdies. Great defender, owns the box. He's got the versatility to go forward as well, but I like the fact that he can lead out of the back for this Rowdies defense.
Yeah, Murad's got mental toughness. We expect to see a lot of that tonight. 26 years old. Same on the other side for Jack Metcalf. 2 guys who have been around the block a few times, expected to have key roles here tonight. It's Rowdies. It's Atlanta United 2. This one should be fun. Jump in with us next from Al Lang Stadium.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. Beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast. Visit stpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
Just moments away from kickoff, Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer ready to roll tonight in downtown St. Pete, hosting Atlanta United 2. Get you started tonight with the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino formations. As you take a look at Atlanta United 2, keep an eye on number 23, Lagos Kunga, does tremendous work at the top. And the goalie, Mitch Hildebrand, tonight gets the start in front of Paul Christensen, who was brilliant last time here at Al Lang Stadium. And for the Rowdies, Zach Portillos wears the captain armband. He'll be number 15, of course, tonight. And the Rowdies will also look to Kwedwo Poku, the midfielder, who has been tremendous lately, especially last time here at home. Rowdies are playing for a cause in the month of September. Heather Donnelly has more on that.
Yeah, Drew, the Rowdies are going gold together for childhood cancer awareness this September. They're donating $15,000 to the cause if this game is a sellout. And they're also donating $1,000 for every Rowdies goal scored and $1,000 for a shutout. So not only is this game important for the Rowdies' playoff hopes, but they also have a little extra motivation to put some goals in the back of the net tonight, guys.
Certainly do, Heather. Since 2015, the Rowdies have raised $221,000 with gold together. Just a tremendous cause. There's the coaching matchup. Neil Collins for the Rowdies, Scott Donnelly for Atlanta United 2. Two dynamic, young, great soccer minds clashing here tonight.
Yeah, two coaches who are trying to get that fine formula towards the end of the season, going into the playoffs, and both teams still mathematically, they do have a chance to make it to the playoffs. Of course, Atlanta's going to go home and play their last 7 games at home. Talk about having great home field advantage. Let's see if the Atlanta are able to capitalize on their chance. For tonight, it's all about winning this game for the Rowdies.
Devin Sandoval ready to get it going. There's Georgi Ristov, the Bulgarian, for Tampa Bay all-time leading scorer in franchise history. I would love to add to that total here tonight. 8 wins on the season for Tampa Bay, well below what they expected to have at this point at the beginning of the season. And this is only the 2nd all-time meeting. Last time, of course, that draw that the Rowdies feel like they should have had back in June. We're underway here in Tampa Bay. Rowdies in that familiar green and gold. Atlanta with the red, the black and gold here tonight. Officials tonight led by Daniel Gutierrez. Rowdies hope they don't have to worry too much about officiating tonight, remembering, of course, the game that was, that debacle against Cincinnati. Eddie, we'll leave that one in the past.
Yeah, there's been a few games here as of lately that the Rowdies were not on the right end. The Rowdies to start with a 3-5-2 system, 3 in the back, trying to get forward. Of course, 5 across the middle and 2 forwards. On the other hand, Atlanta playing with a 4-3-3, 3 forwards, but they're going to play with 4 in the back, trying to stay home. They don't have to go and add too much to the attack.
Oliver Shannon trying to send one in for Atlanta United 2. And Rowdies trying to chase it down. Portillos can't save it. Injury report, Samuel with the left knee for Atlanta United 2. Gallagher nursing a groin injury. So 2 key ones there. And for the Rowdies, not much changes. Najim, Karinga, and Bonomo. Bonomo could be back by the end of the season, but we will see. Najim and Karinga definitely out the rest of 2018. Georgi Ristov watches it head across the touchline. And the Rowdies with Portillos and the captain's armband putting it in motion as Morad handles it for Tampa Bay. Rowdies splitting that 2-game road trip. The 3-0 decision at North Carolina as they saw Sebastian Guenzati explode for a hat trick. Boy, would they love for him to be involved again here tonight, Eddie.
Yeah, and as you know, forwards is one of those positions where you have to be hot, and that was the case with Guenzati just scoring a hat trick. You would love for him to come out once again and, find the back of the net early in this game.
Ball taken away by the Rowdies right at that midfield line. Now the Rowdies with some numbers. The official gets caught up that time, and the ball taken away. That's a tough break.
That is in the middle of the action.
Saw Guenzati taken by surprise. Want to tell you that Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Ball touched out to Atlanta.
let's not forget, Drew, talk about when the forwards are hot. We've seen some of the forwards like Junior Fleming's coming off the bench, and even Leo Fernandez scoring goals too. So those are players that can come off the bench and add to the attacking power. Of course, you have the ability of Joe Cole as well.
Rowdies will toss it in now. Only 7 games remaining for Tampa Bay. Critical to get a win here tonight. Now attacking from the right side, trying to service one in. Nice play by Ruthven. Tyler Ruthven getting his head on it. Tampa Bay will retreat and reset. Daniel Vega in goal tonight for the Rowdies. How would you evaluate Vega's performance so far a month in, Eddie?
I think Vega's it's been great. He's one of those goalkeepers with a lot of experience. Of course, played in Argentina, and then last year he had a great season with Miami FC, one of the best teams last year. So for him to come here, just bring that experience for the Rowdies, it's great, especially late.
Good pass in, Portillos, the shot taken. Oh, Martin Vingard had a good look at it, but Hildebrand able to make the save.
And that's one of the things that the Rowdies are trying to explode. Playing with 5 in the middle is going to give you that. You saw that great triangulation on top of the 18. And the captain Portillos with a good shot. You see that 1-2, left him all by himself on top of the 18.
It's a tremendous look by Portillos that time.
And you want to just keep him honest. You want to make sure that you put that ball on frame.
Getting good chances is not something the Rowdies haven't done over the past month. Saw them outplay FC Cincinnati here back on the 25th of August, and took the show on the road, did the same to North Carolina. And then against Charleston, they owned possession, they owned the pace last week, just could not get enough goals, could not get that result.
Yeah, and that's one of the things the coach Neil Collins was telling you and I during the week, that we're playing well, we're finding spots, we're finding those gaps behind the defenders, but we got to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, especially late in the game when it counts. That's one of those things that you got to have it with attitude. You got to be in front of the goal and have the attitude that you got to put it away no matter what.
Portillos again, the youngster, sideline for a big portion of this season, looks great right now on the pitch. Vingard gets it back to him. Portillos spinning around. And the Rowdies getting everybody a touch here in the 6th minute. Well, hey, Rowdies fans, one of television's best police dramas coming to MOR. Chicago PD premiering Tuesday, September 25th, 10 p.m. Plus catch Chicago PD Marathon Sundays in primetime on MOR. September 30th, Chicago PD coming to MOR this fall, as the ball will be touched out, and the first corner kick of the match should be coming up for the Rowdies. Or will it be a goal kick? No, it will be a goal kick for Atlanta United. Tupoku thought that he had forced a goal.
Yeah, Poku did not like the call. He thought there was a touch, but the defender, as a late, is looking for the first corner kick rather, for the Rowdies. So playing with 5 across, Drew, gives you that advantage where you can high press Atlanta when they try to come out of the back, and that's one of the things you want to do. If you can pitch one of those balls when the center backs are coming out, and you can just go straight to goal.
Rowdies controlling the pace here in the opening minutes. You'll notice on our score ticker tonight, left-hand top part of your screen, gold on the broadcast scoreboard, part of our Gold Together awareness throughout the month of September. Here is something continue to talk about throughout the broadcast. Heather did a great job on that pregame piece, as the Rowdies playing for just an unbelievable cause.
It is a great cause, and the fact that they're just putting all those donations towards the youth kids with, of course, this horrible cancer, but they've done a great job, especially if the Rowdies are able to put some goals in the back of the net, it would be great for the cause.
Yeah, goals would mean great things for Gold Together, wouldn't it, Heather?
Yeah, the Rowdies will donate $1,000 for every goal scored, and they're donating to the Benjamin Gilkey Fund, which is a fund through Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital that does research for pediatric cancer. And the reason why this is so important is there are some pretty impressive statistics about childhood cancer. I mean, it's the #1 disease killer of children in the United States. Worldwide, a child is diagnosed every 2 minutes. When you think about that, I mean, this is a 90-minute soccer game. That's 45 children that'll be diagnosed just during this game, and there's just not enough research, not enough funds. So it's a great thing that the Rowdies are doing here tonight to help raise awareness and funds for this cause.
Certainly is, Heather. 1 in 5 children diagnosed will not survive the disease, and get chills when you listen to Marissa Petty singing the national anthem. 13 years old, a leukemia survivor, has become the Rowdies' official national anthem singer, doing a great job night in and night out here at home. 9th minute here at Al Link Stadium. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Heather Donnelly. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay. These Rowdies have controlled possession throughout the first 10 minutes. Slide this one right, and now trying to attack from the corner. And the Rowdies will have their first Ashley Homestore goal kick of this match.
And that's a great ball into the space. Looking for that cross by Taku. First corner kick of the game for them. Taku, right end swinger. Of course, you want to bring the big guys. Poku out of the back. Diakite, great in the air. And of course, let's not forget Georgi Ristov, all-time leading scorer of the Rowdies. Contact in the box.
Ball sent in. Diakite went to get it. Poku also on top of it for Tampa Bay. Rowdies will head it forward. Now wrestling in the corner. He will be granted possession. Tampa Bay will throw it in. Sebastian Guensati, 3 goals on the season, all of them coming in that match on the road against North Carolina a couple weeks ago, where he was just unstoppable. All right, back to Diakite.
You see how much time the Rowdies have to come out of the back. Every single player from Atlanta sitting back behind the halfway line. And that's going to free up the Rowdies. They're going to take their time to come out of the back, especially playing 3 in the back, adding that extra midfielder as we talked about. Oduro right there is going to sit in the hole as a defender center mid.
Rowdies trying to attack, and the ball goes out of bounds once again. Well, the official Twitter feed for the USL keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow the USL on Twitter at USL. News and notes constantly, daily, as well as great stories from Kelsey Steele, doing a great job in the league office all season long. What a great year it has been for USL soccer, continuing to get better and better. Rowdies attacking again. Another cross gets cut off this time, and Cochran, AJ Cochran, cutting that one off for Atlanta.
Yeah, once again, the Rowdies finding success on the right side. Taku with another cross. Although that cross has to go to the far post, though, but twice he's gotten to the end line with a lot of space. That's one of the things, Drew, that if Atlanta chooses to sit back, they're going to have to play defense for the entire half.
Coach Neil Collins, very calm here in the opening minutes. First year as a head coach. Named the coach of the Rowdies back in mid-May. Retired as a player. What an emotional year it has been for him. And, you know, Eddie had a chance to do our pregame interview with Coach Collins like I do every single home match, and just had a moment to talk off camera with him and just, you know, watch him just take a deep breath. And he shared just the season of adjustment it has been, from going from player to coach, trying to inject that winning philosophy back into this franchise again. And the Rowdies have slowly embraced it here, trying to make a late run to the postseason. Portillos now with the left-footed strike, sending it to that right side, and the Rowdies will have a Ashley Homestore corner kick once again.
Yeah, definitely have to give Neil Collins a lot of credit, because, you know, during the season he was still playing. He wasn't thinking about coaching, and all of a sudden they said, hey, you're the new coach. Rowdies with a second corner kick of the game. In swinger, Taku.
Poku comes over to it, ball sails right over his head. And you notice our gold ribbon right next to our scoreboard here tonight. Gold, the official color of Gold Together in Childhood Cancer Awareness Month since 1977. Great cause the Rowdies playing for here tonight. Kissadu and Atlanta hold things up. Oliver Shannon with it now for the visitors. Seen some good, clean soccer here in the first 14 minutes. Poku accelerates just a bit, takes a little off it. Wrist off. Now we'll try and flick it forward. This is Portillo's from the left side. Zach, who gets the cross in. Header set up. Pushed away that time. Ball sailed to the left for just a moment. It looked like when Zadi had a shot on it, it was a little bit too far.
Yeah, great job by Portillo's getting to the end line. He gets across to the far post. Georgi Ristovs gets up high. And Sebastian Ginsadi doesn't quite get to that. Another corner kick.
See these socks designed by Georgi Ristov. Hunter Gorski also designing those socks with 7-year-old cancer fighter Amelia Peace. As the Rowdies send this one in on the corner. And Heather, it's just another example of what the Rowdies are doing here in September.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not wearing their usual hooped socks. They have the special socks with that gold ribbon on them. And yeah, Hunter Gorski and Georgi Ristov kind of got to put their fashion design skills to the test, designing those with a young cancer fighter, Amelia Peace. And those socks are actually for sale also in the Rowdies team store, but there's only 50 of them available. They're very exclusive. So if fans want to get their hands on some of those socks, they need to head down to the Rowdies team store ASAP and pick some up, guys.
Oh, that is awesome stuff.
Drew Lagos Kunga from Atlanta is finally getting into the game. Very dangerous center mid. You see him right here on the ball. Right-hand side.
Kunga slides a pass in. Nick Law now with it. He'll cross one in also. Diakite right there to take care of things for Tampa Bay. Rowdies can't clear it though, as Ristov is cut off. This is a left-footed strike from deep on frame, but high as Shannon just hit it a little bit too hard. Hey, Rowdies fans, next Rowdies home game Saturday, September 22nd, taking on Richmond. You can watch Ristov, Bonomo, and Tampa Bay Rowdies battle Richmond. That's live on this TV, Tampa Bay, the broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Check your local listings or visit mortv.com. That is if Bonomo is available on that night. If he is not, of course, Joe Cole. You can also watch Guinzati play, Morad, Gorski, several players contributing right now for Tampa Bay. 16th minute. Atlanta United 2 has had a few decent opportunities, still scoreless though thus far. Keep in mind, both of these teams battling to a draw back in June, so neither has scored a goal against each other, and now about 120 minutes of play.
Kunga once again trying to find the space. You can tell now finally Atlanta doing a much better job just keeping the ball and using the width and the space.
Size up both of these franchises. Rowdies have played one more game, 8 goals more, conceded considerably less, and a lot more shots on target as well. They're trying to take some air out right now. Atlanta has used 39 different players on the pitch this season. The average age of these guys, 21 years old. Of course, they are grooming for that first team.
Yeah, and of course, Drew, that's the reason, because one of the reasons is because they're one of the MLS franchise, so they can use players up and down, and that's why the average age is so young, 21, where you see other teams like the Rowdies that, you know, don't have affiliate to the MLS. They have especially more experienced players.
Yeah, included in that 21-year-old average. This player goes down in the center circle. Atlanta United 2 has played 18 teenagers this year. That is amazing. Here's Kissadu now, holding things up. Rowdies have not had a clean possession here in the last few minutes.
You see Kissadu right there on the ball once again about how far he is from the goal.
Barajas trying to flick one in. It's in the arms of Vega.
He's the type of player that the further you can keep him away from the goal, the better, because he's a very dangerous, tricky player around the 18. As you see, Daniel Vega, one of the most experienced players for the Rowdies.
Have a whistle here. First time the Rowdies called for a foul as Ristov got airborne. Nick Law trying to sneak a pass in. Nice flick behind. And now some numbers. Kisadou sends it right. Nick Law try and cross it in, and we'll have a corner coming up for Atlanta.
Yeah, the combination between Nicola and Kisadou, they're dangerous. Not the best touch, but Kisadou trying to play the ball out wide for an early service. First corner kick for Atlanta United.
See Vega trying to keep things organized down there. Jack Metcalf now heads over to the corner. Surprising how this Atlanta team, for being so young, so inexperienced, looked very confident coming here to Al Links Stadium. They looked confident back in June. And the same thing here early tonight. Diakite and Morad trying to lock up those offensive players on the other side. Metcalf now the outswinger.
Well, this is a team, Drew, that has played a lot of games together this season, and the more they play, the more comfortable. You know, forget about the results, but they're, you know, a lot of young players in that team that are looking to go to the next level.
Here comes the service. Oh, try to bicycle kick that time. Cochran, rebound came out. They had a direct shot there, and it does not create danger for Vegas. The Rowdies again just had too many bodies inside the 18.
Yeah, great effort by AJ Cochran, try to make contact with a bicycle kick inside the 18.
That's one of those plays, if you connect on that, it's a once-in-a-lifetime play, isn't it?
Well, it's one of those things where everything has to be perfect, the timing, the movement, and don't forget, you can't do it around a player because that's a high kick, so, you know, the timing was a little bit off, and that's either you hit it or you miss it. As you mentioned, when you do connect, it could be a beautiful thing.
Imagine you had a couple back in the day, Eddie.
A few. A few misses as well.
I can imagine.
Let's not talk about this.
21st minute. Atlanta playing out of the center circle. Here's Metcalf now. Jack Metcalf slowly approaching the Rowdies 18. Sliding one over, and good rhythm all of a sudden from the visitors. Rowdies scrambling just a bit. Metcalf again with it. Slides it to Barajas. Barajas more tightly. A little fancy footwork that time. Atlanta trying to get this cross into the edge. Rowdies again working over that baseline, cutting it off. Ristov coming over. Again up in the air as Vega skies to reel it in.
And that's exactly why I like Daniel Vega. He's got that experience. He owns the entire box. He's going to come out. He's going to command defensively out of the back, and they're playing three in the back, but he talks to the whole defense so well. You're not going to catch him off the line like that and just have a clear chance at it.
Well, you can catch the Rowdies on Facebook. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. Definitely have to check it out.
Atlanta United getting very comfortable on the ball.
Cut off that time. Rowdies will now try and get some numbers forward. Guinzati leaves it for Ristov. Georgi Ristov. Have a feeling a goal is coming tonight from number 10. See if that holds true. Maduro with possession. And now Portillo's effective from there so far. Portillo's back out. Maduro comes up to receive. Poku, the blast. And got hit, sailed over the goal.
Yeah, driven ball by Poku. It's rare that he gets that much time on the ball. Great job by Oduro right here. Takes a touch. Look at that. All the time in the world almost too much. He got under the ball just a bit too much. But it's a good chance for the Rowdies, though. You got to move the ball around, find the open player, and then go to goal.
Is that one of those plays, Eddie? Maybe a little bit better pass, a little bit better strike, a one-timer instead of trying to set it at your feet.
Yeah, no, if you're going to hit that one time, it's got to be the perfect ball on the ground. And this is the perfect pitch for you to hit the ball on the ground, but it's got to be a great ball across. You're going to one-time it. Trying to look for the goal.
Well, taken down is Barajas.
Barajas with a little bit of a dive. He saw the foul. He's doing a good job now getting the ball, though. Dangerous spots for this Atlanta United. Just a player who's very active out of the center mid spot.
Vingard collided with him that time. Atlanta with only 5 wins this season. 2 of them coming, though, over the past few weeks. 13 losses, 8 draws, and approaching again. Kisadou shoots it, and this one sails to the right. But if you are a Rowdies fan over the last few minutes, you got to be a little concerned because, as you said, Eddie, the visitors feeling more and more comfortable with the ball.
Yeah, and once again, you see Atlanta United knocking the ball around. Kisadou, step over, left-footed shot. He's not predominantly a left-footed player, but you cannot give him a lot of time on the ball.
Vingard goes down hard. Could have our first batch of discipline here. Nick Law getting a talking to.
The referee finally saying, this is your last warning right here. Nick Law with that body check right there. That's a hockey check, Drew.
Nick Law with really, really good size. Not afraid to throw his weight around as he did right there. How about Martin Vingard? 3rd year with the Rowdies. A little quiet this year. 9 caps he's got with the Danish national team. Players like Vingard and Quinzati, who have struggled at times this year to really find that spot in the lineup. They've had to really wait their turn. Coach Collins trying to inject confidence in his young players.
And that's because he couldn't find that rhythm, Drew, when they were, you know, part of the starting 11 or coming off the bench. They couldn't find their rhythm. They couldn't glue that gel with the rest of the team, and that's why you see him going in and out of the lineup without a lot of, you know, out of the same starting 11.
Vingard over to Aduro. Dominic Aduro inside the 6. Rowdies in that final third just could not get one off as Taku had it in great position.
Yeah, he made a great run. The ball got lost behind him. Wasn't able to just backheel the ball as he was looking to do.
Well, you can cool off with Tampa Bay's hottest movie hits 24 hours a day on This TV Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's first premier broadcast movie channel featuring films from the world-famous MGM library, now playing for you all day and all night. This TV Tampa Bay, the official home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. This and then 2 home games remaining after this one. Rowdies trying to get 3. Vingard can't squeeze through that back line. Maduro and Poku settling things at the moment. Now Rowdies finding some space on that right side. Good cross in and taken away by Hildebrandt. He came up quickly.
And once again, the Rowdies finding success in that right side. Taku once again brings the ball down. Quality service, though. You got to go either near post, far post. He's driving the ball the right way. He's got to pick a target. Be a little bit better on that delivery, but just great chance once again by the Rowdies.
Ralph's mob having a good time here tonight. They have just been fabulous. As the Rowdies right now trailing in possession, 44% to 55%. Trying to change things and get on the board here. Rowdies stay with it. Get it in the 18. Slide a pass in, and taken is the shot by Quinzati, and it sails over the goal. Oh, a moment the Rowdies should have taken advantage of.
What a great job by Taku right here. Great ball to the far post. George Bristov short. How about Sebastian Quinzati? Cannot believe he put the ball over. He was leaning back way too much. And the Uruguayan would love to have that one back. Great chance by the Rowdies, though. They're knocking on the door. They're finding success on the right side once again.
That was the perfect opportunity off a few rebounds here. The ball just kind of sitting there. Easy pickings for Quinsati to finish.
Well, and you saw, you know, he thought he didn't have enough time, so you tried to one time it where you saw nobody around. And of course, it's easier said than done, but you bring that ball down, you tap it in with a second touch. But what a great cross once again by Taku. You saw George Ristov in the far post, almost a tap in. Great job by Nikola, the right fullback from Atlanta United.
So best opportunity the Rowdies have had so far tonight. Hunter Gorski called for the hold. Daniel Gutierrez getting right in there.
And you saw the referee telling Gorski, yeah, I saw you holding him. And of course, Kisidu. Told you to release a handful to mark. The Rowdies got to keep that pressure up going forward. Once again, Gorski gets called for the foul, and once again, Kisidu. Oh, he went the other way.
Rowdies will get up quickly. Numbers now get down the pitch. Tampa Bay able to stay with it. A little bit of a forearm there inside the box. Oh, easily could have been called. Atlanta getting away with one there. Poku keeping it for Tampa Bay. He'll try and send one in on the ground. Score! Sebastian Quinsati gets Tampa Bay on the board.
We talked about the Rowdies keeping the pressure going forward. About Poku plays the ball. Sebastian Quinsati with a great turn. Finds the back of the net. Great job by Quinsati with a great technical ability. Takes a touch, spins off the defender, and nothing the goalkeeper Mitch Hildebrand could do. Quinsati making up Drew for that last one that he could have put away. Well, there's nothing better for a forward than forget about the last chance and put the next one away. We talk about for forwards, have a short memory, forget about the last one. There's not much you can do, but the next one, it's the one that counts. Sebastian Quinsati takes care of that.
Moment to get hydrated for the Rowdies after they go on top 1-0. There you see Coach Patterson right next to Sebastian Quinsati, already having an effect on this Rowdies team. And again, it is hot, it is humid here tonight. And there's the coaching. Coach Patterson, Quinsati, the confidence. You see Coach Patterson pumped up. That's why he was brought here to Tampa Bay. And Quinsati, his first goal here at home at Al Link Stadium, and Tampa Bay looking very confident right now.
What a great timing from Sebastian Quinsati to put his fourth individual goal in. Remember, he had the hat trick, so now this is fourth goal rather. Just what a great timing. As a forward, just finding the back of the net. He had made some great runs, a couple of near post runs. He wasn't really getting the ball in quality spots. Now that ball, great ball by Poku, finds him on the ground, and what a great turn. He had pressure, took a touch to the outside, and the rest is history.
Well, Scott Donnelly, his team rolling, coming in here to Al Link Stadium. Played well Poku, midfielder out of Ghana. Rowdies expecting a lot more from him. Had that huge goal against FC Cincinnati last time here at home, and you can see what a difference maker he can be. He is so physical out there, starting to mesh with his teammates. You see, you can put great players on the pitch, but getting them to mesh together is another story. You take a look at Quinsati one more time.
And once again, Poku picked the player. You can tell he puts his head up. Quinsati checks, turns. And what a great finish on the ground. Great job, the 1-2 between Poku and Quinsati.
Keep in mind, Joe Cole not in the starting 11 tonight for Tampa Bay. Could see him a little bit later, but Rowdies have been really a different team when he is not a part of that starting lineup. To get a goal with him on the bench and to inject that confidence is big things moving forward.
Well, the timing of this goal, it's great for the Rowdies, as you see Joe Cole here you know, talking to Neil Collins, the head coach, because you can always bring him in and he's going to give you that, you know, that experience. We can switch a point of attack and truly just keep the point because you have to score 1-0 right now.
All right, let's send it down to the pitch. What's up, Heather?
Drew, the Rowdies were anxious to get that water break over with. After they came over to the sideline, drank some water, got some cool washcloths on the backs of their necks, they were back out on the field ready about 30 seconds before Atlanta United 2 broke their huddle and came back out on the field. The Rowdies really wanting to play off that momentum of the goal they just scored, but that water break kind of slowed everything down out there on the field, guys.
Well, Heather, this is a very hungry team. We had a chance to observe yesterday training as they get ready for this home match, Eddie. It took a little bit more time than usual out on the pitch at Al Lang Stadium. They played through the hard rain as well during a Friday morning training session. This is a team that wants to put in the extra work.
Well, Drew, you and I have been talking about, you know, this team throughout the season. They're the type of team who is used to this humidity. Some of these northern teams, although Atlanta is as well, but just the intensity that they train with. And you bring up a great point. They are used to training at this intensity at practice. So for them, a water break, let's get out. I guarantee you they're trying to get the second goal as soon as they can to try to keep the score against this Atlanta United team.
You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV. Tampa Bay, Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Heather Donnelly. Hit us up on Twitter throughout the broadcast. Our fabulous television crew here bringing you the sights and sounds throughout the 2018 season. It has been definitely fun. This match and 2 more left to go. Rowdies trying to rally here late in the season and challenge for that 8th playoff spot. Here's Barajas. Atlanta trying to control here. Ruthven sends it forward. Rowdies now with Portillo. Zach Portillo looks really crisp tonight with the ball at his feet. Morad will send it back to Vega as we continue here in the 35th minute.
Yeah, I know this is when the Rowdies have to be smart about, you know, you pick in your times when you want to go forward. If not, you keep the ball, you possess the ball, you have to score. Right now, you're working on the time. Of course, they would love to go to the halftime break with another goal, but right now it's good. They're up 1-0. They can keep the ball, tempo of the game as well. They can pick and choose when to go forward.
Poku with an early assist in this match. Rowdies will place it on the ground. Atlanta will toss it in on the far side. Gold together throughout the month of September here at Al Lang Stadium. September Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The Rowdies playing for a cause as proceeds from tonight going to the Benjamin Gilkey Fund for Innovative Pediatric Cancer Research at All Children's. Just a great organization, and a Rowdies win tonight would be that much more sweet as Portillos and company will attack. It'll go out of bounds, and another corner kick coming up. Before we do that, let's send it down to Heather.
Well, guys, the Gold Together is always a special time for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. This is something they've been doing since 2015 when they got together with cancer survivor Cole Eicher. He's really the one that jump-started this whole thing and has really helped drive it throughout the years with the Rowdies. The Rowdies have raised over $200,000 so far for this cause, so it's been a great partnership so far over the past several years.
It certainly has. Corner kick taken. Aduro comes up. Dominic Aduro will get a right foot on it. Deflected top of the 18. Diakite able to recover. Rowdies relentless with the pressure tonight. Atlanta with Kisadu trying to win it back, can't do it. And Aduro once again controlling things at that midfield.
Yeah, Aduro does such a good job in sitting in the hole as a defensive center mid. He dictates the tempo of the game, also direction. He switches the point of attack so well. And he never panics with the ball. You see him amongst traffic in the middle. Cool, calm, and collect all the time.
Back to what Heather was saying about Cole Eicher. What an inspiration he has been to this Rowdies franchise over the years. We've seen particular cases inspire other organizations. Tampa Bay attacking once again. The ball will get away and should be another corner here coming up for the Rowdies. But the Cole Eicher story touching everybody inside the Tampa Bay locker room, and Cole right now just doing great as we get ready for another Ashley Homestore corner kick.
Georgia Ristoff with a great little flick. Sebastian Ginsati making a good run, takes a shot, deflection. Yet another corner kick for the Rowdies. Taku, right foot in swinger.
Taku a little bit low. Oh, right into the hands of Hildebrand. Good heads up that time.
Georgia Ristoff got his head on that. And I think, as you mentioned, Georgia Ristoff is due for another goal here at home. Definitely a fan favorite.
Would love for it to be another Ristoff day. Haven't had one in quite a while. Kisadu turning with a lot of time and space to work with. Lauren Kisadu, extremely skilled. They love him in the Atlanta organization as this one blasted high over everybody.
Kevin Barajas from 35 out. Deflection from one of the defenders. Daniel Vega saying no, it was direct, but the referee finally calls it for a corner kick.
Kids having fun tonight as usual along that berm. As Atlanta attacking that side. In position now. Kunga, guy you really got to watch out for, number 23. This one's got good hook on it. Header was on that time and taken again. Knocked around the 18. Rowdies trying to clear it. Well played by Atlanta, and now we'll have a whistle, and it'll go the Rowdies' way. See Vega a little bit upset that time, a little lackadaisical defensively by Tampa Bay.
Well, that was because the referee had called to blow the whistle, and Sandoval made contact in the back with one of the Diakite, actually. Once again, you see the challenge here. The elbow on Georgia Ristoff. The referee close enough to call it. AJ Cochran with the foul.
So foul in the 41st minute here. Rowdies trying to keep this Atlanta team under wraps. Vega a little bit concerned over those last few sequences. Visitors still scoreless. 1-0. Rowdies on top. Ball sent down. Ristoff trying to get to it. Georgie Ristoff nearly making a play. That time Hildebrand frantically kicking it out of bounds.
It's actually Cochran with a flick. One of the defenders from Atlanta United flicked the ball, almost put Georgia Ristoff through.
Saw Joe Cole capitalize on a similar giveaway earlier this season. Big win against Real. Kunga. Kunga showing good hustle. Maduro, though, a little bit better that time, coming out with it.
Yeah, and you see that battle between Gorski and Kisadu. They've been going at it the entire game, and then Kunga as well on that part of the field.
Rowdies scoring their 37th goal of the 2018 season. Back in the 30th minute, Sebastian Guenzati doing the honors. Here's Portillos now. Rowdies finding feet. Here controlling possession with Morad. Morad just holding things up. Here's Portillos again. Atlanta starting to mark Zach a little bit tighter, you can see, on that left side as he's created some issues. Poku. Poku with a nice little flick onside and just over the goal.
I think it was called offside.
It was offside.
Great run, a little bit off by Sebastian Ginsati. Just offside, but great timing though, and even a better delivery right here by Poku. Once again, you see him slightly offside.
Yeah, flag did go up that time. searching for it on that far side. You know, with all the gold T-shirts in the stands on that far side, a little tough to locate that yellow flag, Eddie, when it goes up.
Yeah, great job by our camera crew just finding that right angle where you can see the three in the back from Atlanta United. You see the size difference between Diakite and Kunga and Kisidou.
44th minute. Solid first half of work put in by the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I believe this is Diakite. No, it's Adoro on the ground right now. Looking at our official, he has been going at it with Kisidou over the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, and that's pretty much telling him, there he goes, the first yellow card to Kisidou.
Mutual respect amongst these two teams tonight.
And you see it's the after, there you go, that he had gotten rid of the ball, and that's definitely contact after Oduro had given the ball up already.
And we'll have it now as we wind down things here in the first half. It's been a busy night here at Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies trying to close in. Vingard, nice pass, wrist off, taps it out. Another shot on. Hildebrand somehow able to deny it. Aduro coming up, trying to continue the play. And the whistle will blow. We'll have another foul.
A great job by the Rowdies. And how about Polku with that laser from outside the box? Diakite having to go with the captain, Jack Metcalf. Metcalf's not happy with that call.
Diakite, some words. Now cooler heads need to prevail. And the yellow is going to be issued to Dominic Aduro, and I believe Aduro is going to have to sit out the next contest. He was sitting on 4 yellows. So that's certainly going to prove critical moving forward for the Rowdies. And here's one more look. And, you know, I think that's one of those calls that I think the convincing by Atlanta, a big reason why the yellow comes out.
Yeah, but the reason why he calls it, you know, is what we call cleats up. He's reaching out, showing the bottom of his cleats, making contact. And, of course, Barajas did a good job selling it. And, of course, you know, they're checking his chest when the contact happened in his left foot. Just have a little glance right there. Want to make sure that he got the yellow. Now he can get up.
Three minutes of extra time here in the first half. It's been a pretty clean first half of action until that last sequence. You saw things start to get a little bit chippy.
I don't know what more he wants. Oduro got a yellow already. That's not a play for a red card. Nowhere near. And of course, let's not forget, you know, Oduro, they've been taking turns into hitting him at the middle of the field. So it's a little bit of frustration in his part. It happens.
Coach Scott Donnelly had a nice chat with Neil Collins before tonight's contest. Lots of mutual respect between these two teams. It's certainly going to get competitive here as we approach the second half of play. Diakite trying to shield off Sandoval. Corner kick coming up, and it'll be Lauren Kisidou. He'll be the outswinger here. That would be a throw-in. Place it down. Sean Nicklaw will come over to toss it in.
You know, for a team that's down 1-0, Atlanta United, they're certainly taking their time.
Nicklaw once more. Kisidou locked tightly. Vingard right there with him. Now Portillos comes over, pushed in the back. Rowdies ball. Now, just like that, one little play, Eddie, and then all of a sudden, things just start to get dialed up a little bit on the intensity meter.
That, and you know, one tackle can escalate to two, and before you know it, somebody gets a yellow, and you know, things just get adding up before you know it. You know, we've seen what, 4 reds this year so far.
Ralph's mob into it more than ever. Here's we're just seconds away from concluding this first half of action. Tons coming up for you at the half. News and notes from around the USL. Also a special game of horse with Kelsey Steele and Forrest Lasso. You don't want to miss that. All coming up at halftime here from Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies with a 1-0 lead behind the goal from Sebastian Quenzati, his 4th of the season. Rod now will send it forward. See if the Rowdies can maybe get one more chance here before halftime. Also want to be careful not to make a critical mistake. Good player going down for Atlanta. He'll get up quickly. Kunga. And now Adura. Portillos, good job keeping the ball. Zach now trying to move up, avoid that touchline. Kunga invading his space. And it should be, let's see, Atlanta ball here, they'll set it down.
Well, he called halftime already.
And that will do it for the first frame, as the Rowdies will take a 1-0 lead into halftime. Interesting moments there to close the half. Let's send it down to Heather.
Thank you, Drew. Coach, you're down by a goal here at the half, but you started this one out strong. Some solid possession, some good opportunities. What do you think of your team's performance so far?
I think it's really inconsistent, honestly. Pretty inconsistent defensively and not sharp enough when we needed to be in the attacking half. So it's not a bad effort, but it's not what we're capable of.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Okay, Heather, thanks. Rowdies with a 1-0 lead. The goal from Sebastian Quenzati in the 30th minute. Halftime festivities coming up from Al Lang in just a moment.
Across Florida, we're listening to customers like you, and we're working hard to build the brighter energy future you and your family deserve. That's why we're making smart investments in the grid to improve reliability and prevent outages, to use more clean, renewable energy like solar, and to give you better control over your energy use today and in the years ahead. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Halftime here, Atlanta United 2, trailing the Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-0. here in downtown St. Pete. Kids having a great time tonight watching the Rowdies win through the first 45 minutes and change. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios alongside the former MLS and Liga MX star Eddie Rodriguez. So far, so good for Tampa Bay.
It is. This is the game plan they had. Come out, put the ball in the back of the net, however it comes out. They're playing good soccer, though. They're finding success out of the flanks, especially Taku from the right. A couple of great crosses. That's how they found the back of the net.
All right, Joe Cole not in the 11 tonight. It has not affected the Rowdies up to this point. Rowdies have looked pretty crisp offensively. Aduro making several great plays, and also Zach Portillos, the captain, also getting things done, and the Rowdies getting a few good ones on frame.
It all started early. Great ball by Portillos right here. Vanguard just knocking on the door for the Rowdies.
And it was Kisadu. Atlanta United, too, had a few good chances of their own. Vega kind of letting his back line have it after a few good sequences by Atlanta United, too. And this one was the one Guenzati should have had.
Yeah, great chance. Taku plays a great ball looking for Georgi Ristov. And Sebastian Guenzati puts the ball over the goal. Cannot believe it.
But just a few minutes later, posting up, Guenzati turns around and banks it in far post.
And it all starts with Polka with a great ball. Sebastian with an even better turn, looks for the far post, and just like that, puts up the Rowdies 1-0 in the first half.
Time now for our Technia Logistics halftime stats. You'll look at the numbers. Rowdies were trailing in possession about midway through, but now leading 51%. And what other numbers really stand out to you,
Well, the
Eddie?
shots on goal for sure. Look at that, 4-0. Atlanta has taken a couple of shots, but nowhere near the goal. But look at that, great shots on goal for the Rowdies, and they're keeping the pressure up.
Technia Logistics, proud sponsor of the Rowdies. 1-0, the score at halftime. Rowdies over Atlanta United 2. We'll have more from halftime. Heather will join us when we come back.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TBO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location, and you can click on the Future Radar button to see where the weather is headed. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TBO Weather today. Go to tbo.com/weather to get started.
Our next home game broadcast is on Saturday, September 22nd as the Rowdies host the Richmond Kickers. Our pregame show starts at 7 and kickoff is set for 7:30 here at Al Lang Stadium. This will be the second time the Rowdies take on Richmond this season, with the first meeting ending in a 1-0 loss on the road back in May. One player for Richmond to keep an eye on in next Saturday's match is forward Brian Shriver, who leads the Kickers in scoring this season with 7 goals. Rowdies fans may remember Shriver from the 2 seasons he spent here in Tampa Bay in 2014 and 2015. Be sure to tune in to This TV Tampa Bay on Saturday, September 22nd as the Rowdies host the Richmond Kickers. Now here's Drew Felios with USL News and Notes.
All right, Heather, thank you so much. Take a look at the standings in the Eastern Conference coming into tonight. Rowdies sitting in 13th place. Boy, 3 points would really help. FC Cincinnati right now setting the pace with 63 points atop the league. Nashville with that final 8th playoff spot. There's a look at the scores. So far tonight, Louisville City 1-0 over Pittsburgh. Ottawa controlling Richmond. And you've got a couple good games on Sunday. FC Cincinnati, Toronto, Penn FC, and North Carolina FC. And how about FC Cincinnati? Right now, the class of the league, 63 points, 19 wins. They've clinched a postseason spot. Richmond Kickers now making that USL D3 league with 10 teams ready to roar into 2019. And the Golden Boot Watch with Cameron Lancaster leading the way. It's time now for basketball, soccer style. Here's an interesting game of horse with Kelsey Steele.
How's it going, everyone? USL's Kelsey Steele here with FC Cincinnati defender Forrest Lasso. So we're well aware of what Forrest can do on the pitch, so today we're going to see what he's got on the court. We've got a game of horse going with a few questions in between. So Forrest, you want to get to it?
Let's do it.
Go.
Oh, let's go. Oh, pressure's on. Let's do it.
We got an H, people. So you're a rally guy. Favorite part about North Carolina?
Ooh. Sweet Tea and barbecue.
MJ or LeBron?
Oh, that's like the Pele Messi question.
There's only one right answer.
I mean, I'm definitely biased, so I'm MJ. We'll go with Bang this time.
Oh, okay, all right. Ah!
Oh, we got a letter.
Okay, sweet spot then on the court.
Top of the key.
Top of the key, okay.
Oh, yes.
Whose play would you mirror the most?
Little size difference with Dwayne Wade. He was the reason I started watching the NBA.
Get out of here. What, only 5'6", 5'7" at 16, and now you're pushing 6'7" at 25. What is that like for you?
So being the small guy, I was like the run of the litter growing up. I was always the smallest guy on every team, and then once it started to grow, I would like to say I was more technically sound when I was younger and smaller. And as I kind of grew, I kept the technical part of my game, and then I also realized that I had the physical side. When it comes to the game, it's definitely been a blessing. It's a special tool or trait that not everybody has, obviously.
Killing me.
Needed that.
Being pulled in from that Cincinnati community, what do they bring to you guys?
Oh man, I've been playing this game since, I don't know, 3 years old. Everybody likes the game, not everybody loves the game, and when you go to Cincinnati, you can tell that there's 40,000 people that love it.
You're roommates with Jimmy. Tell me you've got a good story or two living with him over these last few months.
We've probably seen it on a few goal celebrations, but he's got absolutely no rhythm. He's probably going to hate that I told the world this, but he's, when it comes to dancing, this guy's pretty fun to watch.
Not short. Ah! Give it to the champ.
That was fun.
That'll do it for us today, Forrest. Thanks for coming along and bearing the heat with us. For now, that'll do it from Tampa.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This
is the Morgan Report.
I'm Brett Morgan. This guy's the outlaw Kevin Kiermaier. Looks like things are heating up in the Bay. Oh yeah, nothing like the friendly competition between two dealerships. Right, John?
That's right, Brett. At Sun Toyota and Brandon Honda, buy with 0 down, get a nationwide lifetime warranty, and a $5,000 Advantage Club card. Right, Zeus?
This show literally has gone to the dogs. Clever. When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Tampa Bay Rowdies taking a 1-0 lead here at halftime. Al Lang Stadium, the site. Atlanta United 2. The visitors, Neil Collins, the head coach, and Heather Donnelly is with them.
Thank you, Drew. Coach, you're up 1-0 here at the half, but I know you've stated the importance of this game, getting results here, so I know there's still work to be done. What do you want to see out of your team in the second half?
The same performance. Obviously, as the game goes on, it'd be great to get another goal and add to our tally. But if the performance levels stay the same, we've got a great chance of winning the match.
Atlanta started out with some good possession in that first half, kind of seemed to have control. What shifted there? What kind of gave you guys the edge later in the half?
I disagree. I think they had control for 4 or 5 minutes. I actually think we were in complete control. I thought we pressed them high. I thought we made the chances. I think they had chance from a set piece, but I think the boys implemented everything that we wanted, but 45 minutes means nothing. At the end of 90 minutes, we need the 2 points.
All right, thanks, Coach. 45 minutes means nothing, guys.
It certainly does not, Heather. Good stuff there. I want to pay tribute tonight for a soccer icon who passed away earlier this week. Eddie, you're very familiar with the life of Ron Newby, having played for him. What did he mean to the game? What has he meant to you?
Yeah, Drew, probably one of the best ambassadors of this game in the U.S. Of course, played in the Premiership for Portsmouth and then played in the old league here. A great coach of the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, that great rivalry between them and the Rowdies, of course, but just a coach who accomplished a lot. The winningest coach in U.S. history, 857 wins. He accomplished, of course, 10 championships with the San Diego Sockers, but just a legacy, just a great guy. He brought all kinds of players from all over the world, just a great coach as well.
The soccer community, too, very small, right? There are so many guys that played for him, coached with him, fans that know him. He had such an impact throughout United States soccer.
Well, just to give you an idea, there's going to be different, moments of silence in England, of course, last week in the MLS, and then in San Diego and Dallas. Just he touched a lot of people over his 50, 60-year career, not only as a player but as a coach as well. But in this league, he coached against the Rowdies, and it was just a great rivalry back then between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
Daniel Vega not conceded yet. Hopefully it stays that way throughout the night. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Heather Donnelly, and our fabulous television crew. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on This TV Tampa Bay. We begin half number 2. Rowdies with a goal by Sebastian Wensati in the 30th minute. That's the difference so far. Little tap to Ristoff. He almost had a good shot at it at the top of the 18. Rowdies, when they lead at half, result usually pretty good. 6-1-1 when they've got the edge through the first 45 and change. Aduro down here to start.
And once again, Aduro on the ground, courtesy of Kisidou. And you see that, that elbow to the face. He definitely made contact. And Kisidou's got to be careful, though, because that could be a straight red right there.
We invite you to get an inside look at life on and off the field from a player's perspective every Wednesday evening. And the latest edition of From the Pitch on USLsoccer.com. From the Pitch on USLsoccer.com. Kisidou pleading his case at the moment. Aduro and number 11, Lauren Kisidou, have been going at it throughout the night. They are certainly going to remember each other's numbers tomorrow and beyond.
And once again, Drew, both players have been going at it. Watch his right forearm, his elbow right there. He makes contact right there, right to the face of Aduro. He's lucky that wasn't a straight red. You see, definitely made contact. Those are the type of plays, Drew, that you want the referee to be close enough. You can see just the little ones.
Quickly coming back in. And Gorski working quickly for Tampa Bay. This is a high ball. It's going to sail over everybody. Eddie, as you were saying about Dominic Oduro, that's where it really, really hurts. And you know, soccer, of course, the game played at the feet, but it's also played with the hands and the forearms, isn't it?
Well, you know, people say soccer is not a contact sport, and whoever said that, it's never really played at a high level. As Oduro can testify to that. Elbow to the face. Rowdies once again trying to switch point of attack, keeping the ball, trying to find those gaps. Atlanta United just content with marking in the back. Let's not forget, though, we have great strikers with a lot of speed coming off the bench. Great choices for the skipper, Neil Collins, Junior Flemings, the likes of Joe Cole, Jaime Chavez, the new acquisition for the Rowdies. And, of course, Junior right next to Fernandez can come in.
Andrew Kendall Mullen still looking for his first goal this season. John Gallagher, the top scorer for this Atlanta team. We've not seen him tonight. Inside diving, getting back quickly in position. Coach Collins surprisingly thought that there were really no moments where his team really felt like they lost control. You saw him sort of debate Heather there for a moment during the halftime interview, and very interesting take. He thinks that his team has this game in hand. It's sort of not looked that way in a few moments.
Well, what he was referring to is that if you look at the chances that Atlanta had, they were not clear chances. When you talk about Daniel Vega just owning the box and shots from 30 yards, you know, in our game, the goalkeeper's going to have plenty of time to react. So clear chances, he wasn't worried about it. In the flow of the play, the transition game, pretty much the Rowdies have had their number. And if you remember, George Ristev could have put the 1-0 in that great run. Great cross by Taku. And of course, let's not forget, Sebastian Guinzati put the ball that really hasn't landed yet over the bar. Of course, 2 minutes later, he made up for that with a great turn to the back of the net.
Metcalf now setting up a corner kick. First corner kick of the second half here for either team. Jack Metcalf, the outswinger. We're not going to play it. It's touching the foot. Metcalf had that little dust up with Diakite in the first half. This ball's going to be set high. Vega coming out. Poku comes out to play it for Tampa Bay. Rowdies will now send it far.
And that's going to be a card, handball. Yep, referee pulls it out.
So yellow going to be dealt out this time. Eddie, I want to address a couple things. First of all, we talked about players in the open. First of all, take a look at this play.
And once again, when you do it so obvious to stop the momentum and you stop the flow, that's a counterattack. You see, Sebastian Guinzati was waiting for that ball. The referee didn't even hesitate. He went straight to his pocket, get the yellow.
Not sure yellow is worth it in a circumstance like that, but they were clearly beaten, had no numbers. On the other side, Rowdies had a clear edge. Now it's Vingard. Send this one in. Poku collects. Vingard slides one over. This ball is going to be crossed way too far. As I was saying before, Tarek Morad, we talked about in the open for the Rowdies in that back line, and he had that one mistake against Charleston last week. How do you think Morad has played so far for Tampa Bay?
No, he's been solid. He does such a good job playing that last player in that three-man system. You know, he controls the back. You know, his physical presence is great, but he's very technical for such a big guy. So, you know, coming out of the back, you can see his steps, especially when he's playing against players like Sandoval and even Kisidu. They're just a lot smaller, a lot quicker.
Hey, Rowdies fans, one of TV's best police dramas coming to MOR, Chicago PD, premiering Tuesday, September 25th at 10 p.m. Plus, you can catch Chicago PD Marathon Sundays in prime time on MOR starting Saturday, September 30th. Chicago PD coming to MOR this fall. While turning now is Kunga, Lagos Kunga, quickly marked by Poku, and a pass that gets away that time.
Well, you see that pass from Kunga from the outside of his left foot.
All right, Eddie, we did talk about Tarek Morad for Atlanta. And we also have to talk about the player, Tarek Morad for Tampa Bay, the player for Atlanta, Jack Metcalf. We also hyped very much in the Open. He's been involved in a few little verbal exchanges. Assess his performance up to this point.
He's been on. He's definitely, one of the best players for this Atlanta side.
Here's Zach Portillo's. He's been effective tonight, trying to get a pass in. And Sadi running right there with him to be a corner kick for Tampa Bay.
If you look at that replay, Zach Portillo's had George Ristov wide open far post. George Ristov make a great diagonal run from the outside in. He chose to go near post looking for Sebastian Kinsadi. They get a corner kick, but once again, the Rowdies are looking to go forward, which I like. Go forward, you have great players on top.
Ashley Homestore corner kick for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Now from Taku, adjusting the microphone on the far side of the field before letting this blast go. And it looks like it was touched by Atlanta. And it'll be another corner for Tampa Bay on the other side coming up.
Taku in swinger. He got under that ball too much. You want to drive that ball. Advantage towards a forward.
Ashley Homestore corner kick number 2 for Tampa Bay. Taku, the Albanian. Nice drive this time. Diakite got high using that size. And he wants a touch by Atlanta, not going to get it.
Absolutely. The big man gets up, heads the ball at the highest point. You see that size difference right there between him and Sandoval. Much better ball, though, delivered by Taku. Driven ball to the far post.
Well, how well do you know the USL? Test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every single week, and you could win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice. Now he's trying to intercept it there. Portillo's a little frustrated as the foul was called.
Wenger gets called for the foul.
'55th minute.
I'm surprised, Drew, that Atlanta United, they're really taking their time coming out of the back. No sense of urgency.
Certainly you would understand it if they had a 2-0 lead. Rowdies with Ristov. Georgie slides this one off. Wenzati scored the only goal here tonight. Wenzati. 3 defenders come over to him. Poku now trying to get out of there, and a nice job forcing the Rowdies corner.
Yeah, just great job by Poku just to be aware of his surroundings. Gets the ball in a tight space, and rather than try to force the cross, just hits the ball off the defender, just creating another corner kick.
Ashley Homestore corner kick number 3 of the second half. Rowdies not satisfied being a goal up. Home crowd wants another. Another ball driven. Far post. Oh, how about the ups by Hildebrand? He climbed the ladder to go get it.
Mitch Hildebrand. Tagu once again got a little bit too much under that ball. Should have been a driven ball.
Al Lang Stadium, the beautiful home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies here in downtown St. Pete. Great to have you with us tonight with Eddie Rodriguez, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch. I'm Drew Felios. 1-0 is the score. 57th minute. Rowdies trying to get their 9th victory of the season and add to those 31 points. Still not out of the playoff race just yet. There's Neil Collins saying that players still have hopes. They can get hot here in the last 7 matches. and somehow squeeze their way in. It is certainly not going to be easy.
No, they're going to have to not only keep adding points, but a couple of results have to go their way as well. As we get close to the end of this regular season, USL season.
Leapfrog, a lot of teams. Nice move made there by Taku. Time and space. As Matios lets it go a little bit high. And those are plays that, looking into next year, guarantee of the coaching staff, Eddie, trying to assemble 2019 Rowdies squad. Plays like that, the Rowdies just have to be better, and that's where they were better last year, and they got to be better next year if they want to continue the excellence.
Well, just think about this right now. It's for the taking. You talk about a player, for instance, Sebastian Gonzalez, who's been hot lately. That's what you want to do towards the end of the season to get yourself a contract for next year. You talk about a player that had a hat trick, had the first goal tonight. And imagine in the next few games, he keeps putting the ball in the back of the net. Now you're making yourself, available for next year with importance for the franchise.
One player we have not mentioned tonight, not a part of the 18, Junior Flemings, who's really been the MVP the second half of the year for the Rowdies. Such great offense when he is on. Also has one heck of an assist total for Tampa Bay. 5 assists as well with those 5 goals.
It's definitely time for him to come into this game and be a playmaker, be a difference in this game. He comes off the bench and put a couple in the back of the net.
Kunga sets one off. Kisadou trying to take the shot. Again, the Rowdies organized defensively.
He's got the ability to change games. He did it. He went to Pittsburgh, scored that late goal coming off the bench as well. We've seen him score in different games. So for him to come off, use that speed, get behind the defense. And, he's been getting so much better. Last interview we had with him, he talked about just growing as a player and just getting better at finishing. As I said earlier, finishing is an attitude. You got to have that attitude to put the ball in the back of the net. When forwards are hot, you got to keep them on the field.
Mitch Hildebrandt tonight playing in relief of Paul Christensen. I was a little surprised to see Christensen not in the 11 tonight for Atlanta after the way he shut out the Rowdies last time they visited LA. Shannon now switches field. Ruthven with it for Atlanta.
Atlanta United dangerously keeping the ball in their defensive third. Barajas, Metcalf, Kisadou.
Ruthven, nice touch that time. Ball still alive for Atlanta. Sandoval. To dump it off. Lagos Kunga. Kunga with 3 goals, 2 assists this year. Always dangerous. Tries to accelerate. Keeps the ball inside the 18. And let's see. It's going to be a foul.
He gets called for a foul, grabbing Kunga, but once again, dangerous player. Him, Kisadou, Sandoval.
Well, Rowdies fans, the next Tampa Bay Rowdies home game, Saturday, September 22nd. That's a week from tonight. Taking on Richmond. You can see Georgie Ristoff, Joe Cole, and the rest of the Rowdies battle Richmond live on this TV. Tampa Bay also the broadcast home of your Tampa Bay Rowdies. Check your local listings or visit MORTV.com. Heather in the pregame. Also joining Heather, you and I, Eddie, week in and week out. Zach Portillos.
Well, right on cue, Drew. You see Flemings looking to come in. Junior Flemings. Sporting that mohawk. He's definitely a player who can get behind defenders. We'd love to see him come into this match and be a difference maker and add to the tally for the Rowdies.
Ristoff, slalom through the defense for Atlanta. Rowdies keeping it alive. Guizzati trying to get one through that back wall. Poku recovered it though. And Tampa Bay with Hunter Gorski possessing. Ball sneaks in. Here's Guizzati. got caught at the feet of an Atlanta defender.
Sebastian Ginsati had Georgi Ristov for the 1-2 on top of the 18. Trying to dribble 3 Atlanta United defenders.
And it's time for our first substitute of the match. And here comes Junior Flemings. He will replace Georgi Ristov. And all substitutes tonight brought to you by K-Pop Marketing, longtime proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Georgie tonight flirted with a few goals early on, did make a few things happen, but you know, number 10 still searching for his 7th goal of the year.
Yeah, Georgi Ristov did a good job. Just not a lot of chances going forward. You know, sometimes it's a forward. You're only as good as the passes, as the balls you get. You know, Junior Fleming's definitely a different dynamic. A lot of speed, not as much technical ability as Ristov, but does have some goals this year. And definitely be a difference for the Rowdies going forward.
See, Junior Fleming's also sporting the gold hair. I think in tune with Gold Together, the theme throughout the month of September. September, of course, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Tampa Bay Rowdies honoring that throughout the month. Everybody on board here within the franchise. Metcalf throwing it in. Metcalf wearing the captain's armband tonight. It's the final road match of the season for Atlanta. When they go home after this match, they've got 7 in a row at the friendly confines of Cooley Field. 7 in a row at home. Who could fathom that? But that is what the schedule makers have, and Atlanta is certainly going to take advantage as Nick Law will get set to throw it in.
Well, they had some conflicts in their schedule where they weren't able to use their home field. So that forced them to have the last 7 games at home, and that's a huge advantage when you're trying to make the playoffs, when you're trying to make a run. We'll see if Atlanta United is able to utilize that in their favor.
Barajas holding it up. Stop play here. The player is down for Atlanta. I believe that's Tyler Ruthven who went down quickly. Well, stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL social media channels. Off the Post with Kelsey Steele. Saw a pretty nice game, of course, from Kelsey at halftime. Enjoyed it. I believe Atlanta getting set here quickly to go to their bench as well.
Yeah, Scott Donnelly signaling for a sub. Yeah, it looked like there wasn't a contact. Sebastian Ginsati was the nearest Rowdies player, but there wasn't any contact, so not sure if it's a previous injury or a hamstring pull, cramping.
But keep in mind, very humid down on the pitch. And it feels like it's 100 degrees down there. And when you see a player just go down for no apparent reason, it looked like maybe the hamstring.
Yeah.
As he pulled up.
Yeah, Ginsati was nowhere near him, making contact.
Ruthven slowly making his way to the sideline. I imagine seeing Atlanta sub here momentarily. Rowdies nursing a 1-0 lead. Curious if a lead like that will stand. I guarantee you, Coach Collins and company certainly like to add one more goal.
Yeah, the Rowdies are arguing. He pulled his hamstring. I saw the signal, and the Rowdies are saying, "Whoa, why are they going to get the ball? It wasn't a foul. There was no contact." Unless the captain is going to, Jack Metcalf, He's going to drive the ball, give it to the defenders, or just dump it in the box. Other than that, it should not be a free kick for Atlanta United.
Coach Collins getting an explanation there. This ball sails and it'll go over everybody. It should be a goal kick for Tampa Bay with Daniel Vega.
I would love to see what that explanation is, because really nothing makes sense. As you see, Alessandro Castro making his way into the game.
Castro comes in. Not scored a goal this year. Had 4 shots though. K-Pop Marketing. Proud sponsor once again, Tyler Ruthven, the player that did go down. He is the guy who was going to head out for Atlanta. His night is done. Rowdies will toss it in on the far side. Notice our gold ribbon tonight on our scoreboard. High left-hand portion of your screen. Gold together, the theme of the Tampa Bay Rowdies in this month of September, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Been talking about it throughout this broadcast. Let's say a great start to it here. If Junior Flemings and company could register another goal. Flemings takes the shot just a little bit high. And Heather, I'd say the mood in the stadium great tonight. It's great to see Junior with the gold hair, and Rowdies fans really making their presence felt on Twitter, embracing this month of September and what it has become.
Yeah, absolutely. Rowdies fans always embracing this cause. And actually something to note, at halftime, the USL also jumped in to support the cause. They donated $10,000 to help out. So it's cool to see not only the Rowdies supporting such a great cause, but the league getting behind it as well.
Oh, just great stuff. Rowdies so active in the community, recognized by the league. And here at the 70th minute, Rowdies fighting for a win here tonight, trying to keep those postseason hopes alive. Jack Metcalf with it for Atlanta.
Well, we're at the 70th minute mark, Drew. The question is, if you're Neil Collins, do you bring more firepower going forward? You used to have Leo Fernandez, Joe Cole, Jaime Chavez, the new acquisition for the Rowdies. Or do you just keep the game the way it is? Bring in fresh legs and try to sit on that 1-0 lead.
Kuga, left-footed slide in. Rowdies drifting back. Now another service in. Got to be careful here as Atlanta United 2 unable to really control it at the feet. Kuga again was in the middle of it though, starting to give Tampa Bay some fits.
Look at this right here. Flemings turning on the Jets.
How about that speed? Just ran right by number 29, Oliver Shannon.
You look at Polku on the other side, wide open. Once again, he's still on. And you can tell he's not happy about it.
Polku got his hands up. Ball not going to get to him. A little frustrated at the moment.
Polku's open. Taku was open on the right flank. The Rowdies have to figure out a way to switch a point of attack. Use the width. Everything's going north and south right now.
Kunga once more. Rowdies trying to stay with him. Vingard will tap it out. Well, cool off with Tampa Bay's hottest movie hits 24 hours a day on This TV Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's first premier broadcast movie channel, featuring films from the world-famous MGM library, playing for you all day, all night. This TV Tampa Bay is the official broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Atlanta threatening once more. Metcalf. Castro, who just checked in. Switch the point of attack now. Lagos Kuga right on that end line. Sends it out. And on top. Ball shot. It's off a Rowdies defender.
Yeah, great job by Oduro just blocking that shot right there on top of the 18. Now Polku, the big man amongst 3 defenders. Flemings wide open.
And Opoku wanted it back quickly that time. And now it's Junior Fleming.
And Drew, the space is there. Atlanta's so worried about going forward now. They're going to leave those gaps in the back.
Junior Flemings. Defender got to him first. Keep an eye on some scores from around the league. It's a final. Pittsburgh and Louisville draw. Two outstanding teams going at it here tonight. The Ottawa score certainly affects what the Rowdies do. Ottawa team that Tampa Bay trying to catch. Here's a shot taken by Kunga, and knocking it down is Daniel Vega.
Great dive by Daniel Vega, just full extension. This is when you want, Drew, your goalkeeper to keep you in games. Kisidou, Argentinian goalkeeper. Cool and collect in the back. Those shots from outside the box, Drew, he's going to have enough time to react to those.
Another substitute set for Atlanta, Jackson Conway. Ready to check in. He is going to replace Lauren Kisidou. This is a big substitution because Kisidou is going to head out. He has been really, really tough to mark tonight for the Rowdies. And all substitutes, of course, brought to you by K-Pop Marketing. But I'm not so sure I'd take that guy out.
Well, I'm not sure if he's hurt, and if he's not, yeah, that's not the it's not the sub that I would have made. Somebody who's been going at players, creating havoc. And of course, he did have that yellow. That could be the reason why. But you know, very dangerous player. I'm not sure if Jackson Conway has the same ability yet to see.
And that's where, as a coach, you got to make that call. Is it worth taking out maybe the most dangerous player on the field, who is under a yellow card here the rest of the way? And there's a questionable one. This Gonzatti going to be whistled. I'm not going to like that.
And that's what we call an accidental contact. You see Sebastian Gonzatti, he's worried about the ball. He checks to the hole and accidentally makes contact as he's turning with his right hand. Of course, A.J. Cochran sold it well upon contact.
Well, Joe Cole warming up. And it's great to see 26 about to enter the lineup. Kwado Opoku will head out here in just a moment.
Well, I can't think of anybody better to come off the bench right now when the game's on the line. Joe Cole, the skipper, can come in and just definitely guarantee you a victory. He's got the ability to go forward. He's had some great goals this year, but he can win the ball at center mid. He can direct traffic, as you see him. Not only see an assistant coach when he's not on the pitch, but just as a player.
So Joe Cole in means so much to this Tampa Bay franchise when he is in the game. Such a field general. A.J. Cochran going down. The set piece coming up. And make that 36. That was Jackson Conway, the player who just checked in. And now Jack Metcalf will put it on the ground.
Metcalf, the captain, with an in-swinger for Atlanta United. You see the physicality of this game right now. Papadia Kite.
Big set piece here. 77th minute. Atlanta looking for a bounce. It's a pretty nice ball sent in, and the Rowdies doing a good job. That's number 24, Morad, making up for the mistake he made last week, getting there in just the right amount of time.
Yeah, Jackson Conway was open in the far post. Had he not hit the ball, Conway was waiting for the ball to come down there. You see him right there in the middle of your screen. It's great delivery by Kunga, though. Left foot in swinger. You see this match right there. Diakite, Sandoval, as the referee is having a chat with A.J. Con once again.
Jack Metcalf and a corner kick coming up. Metcalf. This one was hooking in. Rowdies again sending it out.
Let's go for the high kick. Inside the 18.
So we'll have a goal kick. Rowdies avoid danger. Daniel Vega, the Argentinian, 13 saves coming into tonight. He's allowed 4 goals in the last month in the net for Tampa Bay. His goal against is right now a solid 1, and that's a little bit better than Cody Mizell and Akira Fitzgerald, Eddie. So justifying the late move late in the season to bring another goalie in. Vega proving that that was the right call. And I know that you got guys like Mizell and Fitzgerald didn't necessarily play bad for the Rowdies. They just needed a different look here.
And that's the reason why you bring somebody with his experience.
Diakite. Keeping danger away. Rowdies. Junior Flemings. Flemings controlling it now. Going down hard. And Oliver Shannon going to get whistled. Shannon unhappy.
Yeah, he was not happy about that yellow. He stood around and waited for Junior Flemings to shake his hand.
Sometimes you think that sportsmanship will maybe save you the yellow. Not that time, though.
Well, you can definitely try for it. You see Flemings right here. Contact right there. And Oliver Shannon was just waiting for Flemings. Shook his hand. And as soon as he turned, he found a yellow card coming his way.
Flemings. Defender on his back. Rowdies now in the 80th minute. Closing in on their 9th victory of the season. That final 10 minutes is going to feel like 45 minutes here.
And that's exactly what Joko was brought in the field to do. He's going to switch a point of attack, keep the ball. A very clever player. He's going to keep the ball 1 or 2 touches. Just like that. Connect the dots, kill the clock, and if it's on, go forward. We saw that great assist he had on Georgi Ristov. A goal to break the record for most goals in Tampa Bay Rowdies history.
Though there were some frantic moments in the first half, Rowdies have pretty much been in control here in the second half. They have not looked rattled, not looked shaken. Here defending their own goal in this 1-0 lead.
Great recovery by Diakite. He lost his footing, got up and won the ball again. Sandoval went down, but could have taken advantage of that chance. Look at this, Drew. In the 80th minute, the Rowdies just keeping possession, keeping the ball.
Another substitution coming up for Tampa Bay. Tell you who it is as soon as we get word. Jack Metcalf. And now Cole sliding. We play on. Junior Flemings approaching the 18. Flemings loses it. Goes down that time. Looked like he had some help. If he could have dumped it off to his teammates, something good could have happened.
Looks like it could be Lance Roseboom. And if that's the case, Lance can play a little more defensive. The type of player who can keep the ball, possess the ball in the back. If his number gets called.
Meanwhile, the Rowdies keeping possession here. If you're Atlanta, you got to be thinking. Got to start pressing a little bit more.
Yeah, well, if you're Atlanta, you definitely have to go forward. And you're right. You got to press the Rowdies
Joe Cole sending one down. As Hildebrandt plays it. And Lance Roseboom is off the bench for the Rowdies. And a long time he has waited to get back here on the pitch.
I remember he went out with that sprained knee, that injury he had in one of the home games.
Here's Flemings now. Junior Flemings are tightly, can't separate.
If you're Atlanta, your line of confrontation has to be much higher in the last 8+ minutes of this game. You want to create some chances going forward.
Third minute.
Now you see Scott Donnelly gets up from the bench, and
Joe Cole intercepts the pass. Anticipated at that time, and now Guinzotti. And the Rowdies getting numbers upfield. Cole sets up a nice angle for Zach Portillos. Rowdies in no hurry though. Aduro. Clock continues to wind down here in downtown St. Pete. Hunter Gorski. Rowdies continue to switch the point of attack. Playing keep away right now. The crowd seems to be enjoying it.
And there's nothing wrong with that when you have the 1-0 lead.
Flemings. Junior flicks it over. Vingard with the left foot. Now this is Taku. Taku the cross in! Sebastian Guinzotti had it at his feet. Wants a touch, not going to get it. And we'll have a goal kick.
Once again, ball goes out wide. Taku, great cross to the near post. Sebastian Guinzotti, definitely contact with the defender. He's asking for a corner kick. It is so obvious. Just look at which way the ball went. If there was no contact, the ball would have been at least on target. As we see Lance Roseboom.
So welcome back, Lance Roseboom. Lance missed 14 matches with that knee injury that he suffered a home match with Pittsburgh earlier this summer. Coach Collins can't believe that last play. We'll take a look at that replay again, and new coach Martin Patterson right now discussing it with our official. It's the contact. If it hits an Atlanta player, it's a corner.
Yeah, it's a great ball. You see, there's the contact right there. If not, Sebastian made enough of a contact for that to be a straight shot, at least on frame. And that reaction right there tells you all.
Rowdies getting hydrated here. And not much time left here for Atlanta to play with. They really got to hurry up. Well, Heather, what have you got down there?
Well, guys, as Lance Roseboom gets set to enter this game, when you look back, it's been over 3 months since he's made an appearance. He went out in the game on June 2nd. It was actually against Atlanta United too. So as he makes his first appearance in over 3 months, it's almost coming a little bit full circle here, as it's against the same opponent that he was injured against back in June, guys.
Vingard, the player that comes out. Roseboom. He's telling Aduro that he's probably going to go up. Roseboom's going to sit in the hole defensively.
KPOC Marketing, proud sponsor of the Rowdies. One of our substitutes tonight brought to you by KPOC Marketing. Lance Roseboom, a guy who's very well respected around the league. Played for a guy that you're very familiar with too, the Pittsburgh head coach, Eddie.
Yeah, he actually went to the University of New Mexico. And then he went to Pittsburgh and played for Bob Lilly.
There you go. Old school.
Ex-Rochester Rhinos coach. Now doing a great job with Pittsburgh.
Atlanta also went to their bench as Rodolfo da Silva checked in for Sean Nicklaw. So Nicklaw out. Nicklaw sort of a thorn in the side of the Rowdies here tonight. Joe Cole, meanwhile, continues to patrol the pitch for Tampa Bay. And that's a yellow card. Didn't see who got it for the Rowdies that time. I believe it was Joe Cole, and that is his Rowdies leading 10th yellow of the season.
Yeah, he was late to that tackle as Alessandro Castro touched the ball in front of him.
Ball tapped out. Rowdies not comfortable with this lead here in the final minutes. Here's Junior Fleming winning it for Tampa Bay. Fleming's trying to keep it. Retreating, you see Barajas. Fleming's trying to square it up, and again runs into the wall. Eddie, a play like that, do you slow it up? Do you pass it off? What can you do?
No, you gotta pick it up. He had Joe Cole on the far post wide open, but you gotta go at him with speed, and then you gotta make a choice. You go right, left. That plate has to end up in a shot, especially with the ability, with the speed he's got. You gotta get behind defenders. When you slow it down, you give the defender the advantage, you know, to stop you, and then he can take you to one side, as you saw, and that's why he slows down, gives the defenders and then the midfielders a chance to get back.
Fleming's taken down right outside that center circle. Rowdies will set it down. Roseboom, those fresh legs. Maduro and Roseboom. Nice touches. Joe Cole. The Rowdies offense went so smooth when Cole is in the game. Now it's Taku. And corner kick coming up. Ashley Homestore corner kick for the Rowdies here in the 89th minute.
Yeah, you're right, and he's been doing what he was brought in the game to do, Joe Cole, just to keep possession of the ball.
Rowdies will send one in. Headed right back out. Gorski trying to chase it down. Lagos Kunga. Kunga and Kisadu, the main offensive threats tonight. Kunga all alone, though. Not getting much help on the Atlanta side. Eddie, just by the looks of these Atlanta players, they look a little bit gassed right now.
They do. We know they've been on the road a lot. That's something Scott Donnelly was telling us before the game. They can't wait to get home and go into that 7-game stretch.
Have to let this one go. Metcalf.
It's almost like they almost look mentally tired as well.
Certainly.
Not only physically, as the referee calls a handball.
Well, we got 6 minutes of stoppage as we go through regulation time. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch, and our great crew. The goal by Sebastian Guenzati tonight in the 30th minute. Rowdies nursing that lead ever since the past 60 minutes of play and hoping to close this one out.
And that tells you about the tactical discipline by the Rowdies. They were able to put one early and been able to just take over this game, create some good chances, but more than that, they haven't given up much. In the back.
Nice move there. This Atlanta team does not look like a team with only 5 wins on the year. Very confident here tonight. Rowdies defense doing a fabulous job. Zach Portillo's, the nice pass to Junior Flemings. The ball just did not catch up to him that time. Flemings has looked a little rocky here tonight in possession.
Yeah, well, he takes a bad first touch. The ball stays behind. Had he taken a good touch going forward, he would have been inside the 18. The possibility to go direct. Watch this, great job by Portillos. And see this, it's a bad touch behind. By the time he tries to drag it, there's definitely contact right there between him and the Atlanta defender.
Good deflection by Joe Cole. Cole with those fresh legs. Guenzati touching it back. Rowdies passing very crisp tonight in the midfield.
And look at Joe Cole. He hasn't lost one ball ever since he came in. Playing 1-2 touch. Just connected the dots.
Cole heads it up. Rowdies now with some numbers. Cole can attack. Slides it right. And Hildebrandt will beat Flemings to the ball.
It's a great idea by Joe Cole. Just mishit the ball just a little bit too much. Heavy ball. And I don't think Fleming's starting at the right time, but just that's the ball you want to get if you're a forward. The ball behind the entire defense, penetrating ball, just with the advantage.
And Atlanta has tried to really attack up the middle in this second half. It has just not worked. Very predictable every time. Rowdies eating it up at the moment. Now they'll try and attack on those flanks. And let's see, corner kick coming up for the visitors, I believe so.
Yeah, those are the gaps that we want to take advantage of. Joe Cole does a great job of that. Captain Metcalf for the right foot in swinger for Atlanta United.
Jack Metcalf. This ball, Vega comes out. Thankfully, ball headed back out for Atlanta as well. Barajas trying to switch the point of attack. Castro. Castro will send one on. This one gets deep. Atlanta will control it before it gets across the end line. De Silva cannot get away from Taku, and again, the Rowdies just too good defensively. Ranzati with Roseboom. Now Roseboom in open space. Taken down. Crowd wants a whistle. They're going to get it. As Cochran jumps up quickly. And that could easily be a yellow.
Absolutely should have been a yellow. You can tell he totally takes out Roseboom, who doesn't even see him. So he doesn't have the ability to protect himself.
Barbasol comes out, marks that spot where the ball will be. The Rowdies can maybe take a few extra seconds here.
Well, they're gonna give them to you, you'll take them. It's a great time for you to take the ball into the corner, as you see Flemings do.
Taku in the corner. The Atlanta ball. Under 2 minutes left to play here at Outlank Stadium. Rowdies trying to get 3 more points. Wins have not been easy to come by all season long, even here at home. They were dominant last year. Kevin Barajas will try and muster one final run here for the visitors. Barajas sliding a pass in, and now they'll reset. Here's Castro coming in off the bench tonight. Maduro doing a good job playing center field. Joe Cole in there as well. Just breaking up each and every attack that looks like it's building. Here Atlanta saying, get forward, get forward.
Well, finally Atlanta playing with a little sense of urgency, but it might be too late.
Ball headed back, and they look just about out of gas. The Rowdies looks like are going to get 3 points. Daniel Vega will place this one down.
A very needed 3 points at home, Drew. They want to make a run at the playoffs. This is a great way to start.
Coming back home again next week. Richmond coming to town. That's going to do it. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have returned home here in the month of September. And on Gold Together night, they have banded together and they get a critical 1-0 victory over Atlanta United 2.
Well, just what they needed, Drew. They needed to come in here and get 3 points.
Let's send it down to Heather Donnelly, who is with Neil Collins.
Thank you, Drew. Coach, you pick up a very important 3 points to stay alive in the playoff race. What's the significance of this win tonight?
Just as you said, it's 3 points. You know, it's psychologically important that we won at home. We've had some really near misses for a variety of reasons. I thought the boys put on a fantastic performance. On another night it would have been more, and I think something to build on, but nothing more than that.
Now you have a very quick turnaround. You've got a road game against Nashville on Tuesday. What's the focus heading into that match?
Well, it's easier to say this after a win, and you talk about the world being against us, but again this week we're going to go and play Nashville, who have had a nice 10 days rest, and then on the Saturday we play Richmond, who don't play midweek. It's odd, interesting pieces of this league, but you know what? We're going to go and we're going to fight and we're going to battle and scratch and win as many points as we can.
All right, thanks, Neil. Guys.
Rowdies victorious, 1-0 the final score. We'll wrap it all up. Our post-game show coming up from Al Link Stadium in just a moment.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Toughest times, for the sickest kids, we are the hand to hold. At Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, we provide advanced, specialized care for kids right here in Florida. But it's not enough. To deliver on our promise to kids and community, we are the work that never stops. The 24-hour team of baby steps, big ideas, and better outcomes. We are the drive to do more for all kids. We are Johns Hopkins.
Welcome to the Rowdies post-game show. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez. Rowdies get a huge 1-0 victory over Atlanta United 2, and let's get right down to the pitch. Heather Donnelly is with the guy who scored the only goal, Sebastian Guenzati.
Yeah, Drew. Sebastian, you scored the only goal tonight. You were able to break through there in the first half. Take me through that goal from your perspective.
I saw that Poco received it like always. He turns amazingly, and he saw me wide open. He gave it to me. My first touch was perfect for me to hit the volley, and it will go inside netting, so I'm very happy.
I know this game was a very important one for you guys, just trying to hang on there in the playoff race. How big is this win, these 3 points, moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a tough week. We have back-to-back games, but I think we just got to hang on there and give it all until the end. I think we still have a chance, and we're not going to let it go.
All right, thanks, Sebastian. Drew?
Sebastian Guenzati, Coach Neil Collins telling us yesterday there was a point in the year where he had to take a few steps back. He struggled just a bit. Coach Collins said, Sebastian, stay with it, stay with it. And this is a guy who has found new life late in the year.
Yeah, and it comes down to, just going to work forward. I mean, you see this great chance right here. He talks about the chemistry he has developed with Poku. He knows him. He played him a great ball. He had the perfect touch, that great turn, and he finally buries that to the back of the net for the 1-0 in this game.
Guenzotti's goal, the difference. Rowdies win 1-0, and we've got much more from Outling Stadium coming up in just a moment.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. Beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast. Visit stpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TBO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location, and you can click on the future radar button to see where the weather is headed. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TBO Weather today. Go to tbo.com/weather to get started.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baker's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
If you knew.
Well, now it's time to have some fun. Ephraim Taku, Junior Flemings and company signing autographs. Rowdies soaking in, getting 3 points at home. 1-0 the final score over Atlanta United 2. Drew Felios alongside Eddie Rodriguez. Eddie, it was a very conservative second half. Not many chances to score for the Rowdies, but they did the job defensively.
Yeah, you know, on the coaching staff, you have to think about, do you go forward? Do you try to go and get the second goal? And in the process, are you going to expose your back? So it was a very good plan by Neil Collins. Say, well, we're going to attack if it's on. If not, we're just going to keep our 3 in the back. Nice, everything in front, nothing behind, and not create any chance for Atlanta United. So that's what they did.
Yeah, Rowdies intact defensively, very organized most of the night. Morad, we talked about, he was great. A couple chances for the Rowdies. Guenzotti, that one gets away there in the first half, and he was hanging his head for about 30 seconds until about 4 minutes later when he realized, you know what, I can make up for this, and he did.
And right here, once again, Poku finds him. Great ball to his feet, and even better turn by Sebastian Guenzotti. Just finds the back of the net in the right foot. In swinger to make it 1-0 for the Rowdies.
Young man out of Montevideo, Uruguay, former New York Cosmo. 4th goal of the season for him. And the Rowdies then would kick it into overdrive, playing defense. See, the biggest threat was Laurent Kisadou for Atlanta. Daniel Vega had him marked. Backline for the Rowdies organized, and this was just a tough defense to operate against tonight if you're Atlanta.
And this right here, Taku with a great service to the near post. Sebastian Guenzotti trying to go near post.
Take a look at our final stats. Possession about even the entire way. Rowdies have a small edge in shots. Shots on goal 4-1. Offside's not really a factor tonight. It was pretty physical though, 14 fouls apiece.
Yeah, and it really comes down to that. The shots on goal, 4-1, but out of those 4 shots, 3 were quality shots. That shot, the one by Atlanta United, just outside the 18, Daniel Vega took care of it.
So the Rowdies get 3 points at home right now, savoring it, and so are the fans. 1-0, the final, and we're back with more after this.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
It's time to celebrate and save at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale.
My style says what's up, don't wanna ever grow.
Save 35% on furniture and mattresses. Or get 72 months no interest on new styles to celebrate your home. Going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Hurry in and save at Ashley Home Store.
Great scene right now down on the pitch. Fans waiting in line to get autographs, and Rowdies obliging, certainly as they do, every single home game. 1-0 the final score. Drew Felios with Eddie Rodriguez. You know, when you wear that captain armband, you've got to play well. You got to show out. Zach Portillos did just that tonight. Heather, it's all you.
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. And Zach, you guys got the shutout tonight, which was especially good because an extra $1,000 is now donated to the Gold Together cause. What does that mean to you, that you guys were able to keep the 0 and help get the 3 points and help donate to a really good cause?
Yeah, I think it's just a cherry on top. I mean, that organization's something that we really talk about a lot and try to really help, and just being able to get that extra $1,000 is just awesome. It makes us feel great, and the win is just, all of it together is a great night.
What was it about tonight? What was it about Atlanta that you guys were able to help keep them under control and hold them to no goals?
I think it was really a team performance. I mean, I think from our forwards all the way back to the back line, everyone was putting in the work, and when we do that, you see we can get a result, and if we get a goal and keep the 0, then we get the win. So that was awesome.
Yeah, you were saying now before we came on camera that you got 48 hours and now you guys have to get on a plane to Nashville. A busy week ahead. What are you guys going to really be focusing on heading into that match?
Now it's just all about recovery. I mean, the guys who played, you really got to start taking care of your body and mentally get prepared because we need to go on a run and we need to get a win. So I know it's going to be tough, but we just got to get that win.
All right, thanks, Zach. Thank you. Drew?
All right, Heather, thanks so much. Former Akron University star Zach Portillos. Remember, he was injured for a lot of the summer. When he is back and he is healthy, he's confident. He's something to deal with.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the key players for this Rowdies attacking force. You see him working out of the left flank. He had some quality crosses, especially early in the first half. But he's right. Right now, it's all about taking care of your body, nutrition, hydration. How can you go into the next 48 hours ready for the next game?
All right, Rowdies have a couple games coming up in the next week. But right now, it's all about this win and getting the 3. Roseboom and Portillos making some fans happy. Rowdies win 1-0. More after this.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, my Blue. We are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business. Always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
The final score. Rowdies victorious over Atlanta United 2. Tampa Bay gets 3 points tonight at home. And one guy who I know is extremely happy, Lance Roseboom, has spent most of his summer wearing that big cast on his knee. And Heather, tonight, he's back on the pitch, and I bet he's a really happy camper.
Yeah, definitely. Lance, your first action in over 3 months. I'm sure it felt like a very long 3 months for you. How did it feel to be back out there?
Yeah, it was a long 3 months. It felt really good to be back out with the guys. They work so hard every day. There's some results that haven't gone our way for sure, but those guys, they leave it all out in the field. Every single training, every single game. It's good to be back fighting alongside them, and just wanted to come in the last few minutes, try to do my job because they played a good game, and I just wanted to try to help close it out the best I could.
Now you've got a stretch ahead of you. You guys are fighting for that playoff spot. How nice is it to be back to be able to help out the team on the field with that?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Thank the good Lord that I'm back healthy. Everything's okay. It's great. It's because you can only do so much when you're out. You can only do so much. You can't go and work with those guys on a daily basis, and so it's really good to be back and just to help in any way that I can help the team. And it's a really good group of guys. So hopefully we can put a good run together at the end of the season. We'll see what happens.
All right, well, it's great to have you back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lance. Guys.
All right, Heather, thanks so much. Great to see Lance back. Such a well-respected player around the USL. And even when he was taken down there, I bet it still felt good, Eddie, to just be back in the mix.
Yeah, the psychological aspect of, getting injured and just so hard to be out, and now all of a sudden you're back in the pitch, such a huge relief. Great player, great guy.
All right, let's take a look at our Lunazil shot of the match. And, of course, no secret what it was. It was the big shot in the 30th minute by Sebastian Guenzani to give the Rowdies a lead for good.
Great goal, and that's the one that gives the Rowdies the victory as well.
Lunazil Tequila, shot of the match, courtesy of Guenzani. Let's take a look now at the standings as the Rowdies hope to move up after getting 3 more points at home. Tampa Bay coming in 13th place. Remember, they got to be in that top 8. Got Charlotte, Penn, North Carolina, and Nashville in front of them. Rowdies still with plenty of work to do in the next 6 matches. So these matches are critical. You got Nashville, you got Richmond next week right here at home. Then you got to head to Indy and then Atlanta one more time on October 3rd. Our next home match is 1 week from tonight, September 22nd, Al Link Stadium, Richmond and Tampa Bay. You can watch it on This TV Tampa Bay. Join Heather, Eddie, and I in the pregame show at 7 p.m. Eddie, final thoughts, Rowdies? It's not a very pretty win, but it's certainly an efficient one.
That's right. They did what they had to do. We talked about from now on, you got to figure out a way to win games, to add points. They did that. Not the best performance when it comes down to scoring goals. But sometimes the 1-0 games, that's all you need. Now they go to Nashville. It's a great game because they can stop Nashville from adding points, and they can add 3 on the road.
And a great start to this September here at home. Again, Gold Together, the theme throughout September, as it is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Hope you enjoyed it. For Eddie Rodriguez, for Heather, for our entire crew, I'm Drew Felios. The Rowdies victorious 1-0 over Atlanta United 2. We will see you next week right here in downtown St. Pete. Time now for the match in 5.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TVO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location. And you can click on the Future Radar button to see where the weather is headed. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TVO Weather today. Go to tvo.com/weather to get started.